those memories.
Mm, 4 years ago.
Dude, I know it's wild. We
Mm,
filmed it 5 years ago. In some cases, like within Sizer and Wilpin Drive.
mm.
Crazy. What's going on, everyone? So, welcome to the latest live stream. I am joined with Marv. He is present. Marv is alive. A lot of people were asking about you, Marv.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, they were asking. They're like, "Where's Marv?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Sergey's in Japan. Marv, we don't know where he is, but you made it here. I'm glad. I'm very glad that this live stream in particular you made it because, as many of you know, I made a poll, which let me pull up real quick. Um, for 1 second. Let me remove it. All right, here we go. So I made a poll here, and let me zoom in a little bit. So I asked, "What's your pick for Best Picture 2005?" Because it's been 20 years. It's been 20 years since Crash infamously won Best Picture, and I was just curious with people that follow me on social media, such as Instagram as well as YouTube.
These are the only ones. These
Um,
only. It
so
was
good
only.
night and good luck. Unfortunately, YouTube and Instagram and other factions they don't allow 5 choices anymore for polls. So I put the one that I think people probably wouldn't vote for, which was Good Night and Good Luck. Good movie. I think it's very good. It's very underappreciated these days. But that's why I have the 4 choices. So these were the ones that were all nominated for Best Picture in 2005. Um, as you can see with the poll, a lot of people would have gone with Brokeback Mountain. And that's what it's now infamous that Brokeback Mountain should have won Best Picture over Crash. But 20 years ago, that wasn't really the case. 20 years ago, it was a very different. As you and I were talking about off to the side, Marv, it was a different time.
Mhm.
I didn't go to the movies as much as I do now. In fact, I really didn't go to the movies that much back in 2005. So I wanted to get your thoughts, Marv, because you went to the movies quite a bit during this time. What was the feeling in
So,
2005? Like when Crash came out, how did you first hear about it? What were people
so
saying? Like,
I mean, so I can say that like in 2005, that was a good year for movies. I will say that
great year.
that's oh 05 was a year that like it's like a I don't want to say it's maybe yeah, I think I'll say it's a staple in as far as my movie journey because it's like as far as going to the movies, buying movies, a lot of my favorite movies came from that year. It was a good year for movies.
Oh yeah.
As far as the as far as Crash and the Oscars and stuff like that. I found out about Crash because I used to go to school. I used to catch the train, and I never saw a preview for it. I just saw the billboard on at like in the subway. It was like a I was like a really big billboard, and it was like the scene with Fandy Newton and Matt Dillon, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, what's that, right? And that like if you didn't see a preview, you saw a billboard, right? So if if the billboard caught your attention, it got you interested in it back then, right? It was a different time. So I think I saw, let me see, because it was out for a couple of weeks when I saw it. Um, I don't know what movie I was doing like a double feature because that's what I did back then.
Right.
We would go early Saturday and we wouldn't leave till like 9 o'clock at night.
Oh
So
wow.
so uh I remember we walked in there. We didn't I was like, oh, this is Crash. Okay. And we sat down. It was crowded too. Like filled up, sold out, crowded. And we watched it and it was awesome. It was actually a great theater experience. I
Did
I
the
I
audience like it as well? Like, were they really
this
into
is
it?
this is why I missed back then because the audience ate it up. Like, they loved it. It was like going to the movies and having that type of experience is why I go to the movies. And it's so heartbreaking that it's pretty much it's either dying or it's dead, and it's just sad. It was the cloak scene. Like literally everybody screamed and everybody cried when that happened. The scene we were just referencing with Dandy Newton, that was a great scene.
Yeah, that
That
was.
played well. It was a good movie. Like I said before, it's a good movie. I really like it. But I watched it. I don't know when the last time I watched it, but I know the last time I did watch it, it didn't hit the same. Like I said, it felt like a time capsule. It felt like something from its era, where if it was made today, I think it would probably get torched. I really believe that. Like it just didn't feel right. It felt like I don't know how to explain. Like I feel like today it would literally like be DOA, honestly.
Well, I going off of your point, I will say I agree with you, and the reason why is because have you heard of? I know you haven't seen it because I know you don't like musicals, but have you heard of Amelia Perez?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Amelia Perez, before pretty much the entire internet hated it,
Mm-hmm.
October, November, it was there was a lot of hype for it
Mm-hmm.
getting released on Netflix. And one of the things that sold me on why I wanted to watch it was that it was Crash, like a modern day Crash. That hooked me because I know Crash is very controversial,
Mm-hmm.
but I
It
love
wasn't back
and I
then though, by the way. It really wasn't. Back then
it
it wasn't.
wasn't really until it won Best Picture. Like, I mean, Roger Ebert wrote a 4-star review. Like, he loved it. A lot of critics loved it. Audiences ate it up. It wasn't until I think personally when it won Best Picture that's when the backlash started. But I'll say this: Amelia Perez, it was similar, but because it's social media, it was escalated. So you had it where in October, November, hearing that it's very Crash esque in regards to, interwoven a bunch of different characters and how their lives are interwoven in a way that's fascinating and also unpredictable. That's something that we don't really get that many films. I mean, we had in the early 2000s, we had, of course, Crash, but we also had something like Traffic, Magnolia, Boogie Nights, films like that, where it was an ensemble cast and in some way all these stories were interwoven. Amelia Perez, though, as soon as it hit Netflix, as soon as it got a bunch of awards, immediately people started hating on it. Some people didn't even see the movie. Some people just saw out of context scenes and hated it. And I think that would probably be the same case with Crash. If Crash were to come out, let's say they dropped it on Netflix first time, it probably would be torched as well. Even though I agree with you, I do think that it is well made. And I wanted to let you know how I heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna say I'm tripping because it's hilarious how I heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
So in high school, senior year,
Mm-hmm.
there was a human sexuality class.
Mm-hmm.
And the human sexuality class, I didn't take the class because, as you know, my family was very, conservative. So I wasn't allowed to take the class. But I knew a lot of people that took the class because it was pretty much one of those things when you're a senior, 95% of people were taking the class. And so I was hearing a lot of people saying that they watched Crash in human sexuality. Still kind of wrapping my head around that, to be honest. I kind of wish that I could go back in time and ask why that was shown, but it was. So I didn't watch it though until after high school. I remember it was, I would say, a couple weeks after I graduated, and I was looking up a way to watch it on YouTube, and I wasn't finding anything until I came across a link. I was like, oh my goodness, I think I see the link for Crash. And all of a sudden I'm watching it and the opening scene is taking place at a hangar and it's like someone, getting banged. And I'm like, I don't think this is Crash. And I looked it up and I'm like, oh, there's another movie about like called Crash. I accidentally started watching the 1996 Crash.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, no, 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 this isn't the movie about racism. I think this is the movie about sex, which I found out later on it's about, car fetish and everything. But that's for another, podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I heard about it. And then a couple weeks later, I finally found a way to watch Crash and I liked it. But at the same time, I thought that towards the end, it did fall apart a little bit. We've said this before. It kind of feels a little bit preachy by the end. And I feel like in some aspects it feels earned, in other aspects it doesn't. I still think that scene with Matt Dillon and Andy Newton at the end, the scene I'm talking about. I still think that scene's so good. The way it's handled, the music
So
swelling, the way it's filmed.
I've said it before. It has some the greatest scenes I can think of in that movie, but
Mm,
but some of the dialogue is just too on the nose. But
I
it
will
was
say
different.
that, yeah.
But it was different back then. It was a different time. Like back then, you'd be like, yeah, yeah. But when you look at like the writing that we've gotten, you forget this was before the golden era of TV, where the writing exploded and we got really good writing. So we were just getting movies back then, which is great, which is what I miss. But I say it all the time. Movies from that era and before that era wouldn't get made today. And Crash is a good reason, is a good example why. It's just like I think the direction is really good. I like some of the character interaction and stuff like that. But I think that like the scene with William Fichtner, that was I don't know, that just kind of came off as like I don't want to say forced. It's like a it was just like I think they was trying to like kind of like shove their point in your face a little bit. The scene with Sandra Bullock and the I don't know, like that scene just kind of like, and then you got to think about the characters and like how they were
The
positioned.
Sandra Bullock scenes, I will say, not going to say who, but I do know people in my own life that are very much so alike with Sandra Bullock's character.
Hmm.
And so the first time I saw Crash, I was like, holy cow, like it really hit home. And that's the thing. A lot of the white characters, I know people that are like that. Even someone like Brendan Fraser,
Hmm.
um, like those are individuals like I see daily.
And
And it's
you
interesting. It's interesting how Paul Haggis wrote the movie. I think, and I think especially since he had just written Million Dollar Baby, and it was such a different flavor from Million Dollar Baby. You know,
now
like Million
that
Dollar
that
Baby.
deserved Best Picture. That's a great movie.
Yeah, I'm glad it did. I'm glad that we should talk about Million Dollar Baby
Mm.
another video. But I will say this: I think Crash. I think it would be made today because it was a small budget. Like if we're being honest, I think the budget was only 6.5 million. So I think a $6.5 million budget, it could be made because it's still in that small frame. I think more so if we look at the other nominees, I don't think that these would get made. I think something like Capote, I think it's a solid film. I like it. I don't really see a studio backing that. Munich, I don't see a studio giving Spielberg, I think it was like 70, $80 million to tell a story that is so horrific. And then Brokeback Mountain, I feel like I don't know if it would get made the same way. And I don't know if they would have had Ang Lee direct it. So, and Good Night and Good Luck, that's also one of those films where I
I,
think because it was a
I
low budget, it could potentially still be made.
I like to point out I don't think any of those movies deserve Best Picture, but that's just me being honest.
I mean, you've seen all five of these?
All five. Let me see. I saw. I think I've seen Munich, but I wasn't really into it. What was the other one?
Bro-
Good night, good luck. I don't know what that is.
no,
I've
that
never.
was with George Clooney. It was really good movie. Yeah, if
I've
you
n-
ever get it,
I've never heard of that. I've never once
really
heard of that in my life. What? Let me see. What is it? Capote.
Capote.
I know what Capote is. That does not deserve to be even Best Picture. I've seen that. That was Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah,
Does
he
not
was
deserve.
great in that.
He's a great actor, but it doesn't deserve to be a Best Picture nomination. And Brokeback Mountain, I cannot tell you why that is a Best Picture nomination. But that's just me. I think it's far more deserving movies of that year. Had such great movies that year, and
I
I'm
mean, I
like,
will say Brokeback Mountain, like it's in my top 100 personally. I think it's excellent.
mm,
It's not one I come back to a lot because I have to be in the right mindset because I know it's such a sad film. But every time I watch it, I'm like, that was great. Like that was a great film. I'm glad Ang Lee won Best Director. Munich, that's in my top 250. I think Spielberg's directing is incredible, frankly. Capote, I don't even know if Capote would have been in my top 25 for 2005, but Crash, I feel like Crash would have been around the same level as Capote, where it didn't necessarily make my top 25 of 2005, but it's still a film that I respect. I mean, we talk about 2005. I mean, we have War of the Worlds, solid film. Actually,
that is not
was that?
that is a spectacular movie. What are you talking
Wait a
about?
minute. I didn't realize it. So wait, Spielberg had Munich and he had War of the Worlds. That's
A-
crazy.
Amen. And that one should have been nominated. I love that movie.
I don't think it would have been nominated, but I do like War of the Worlds quite a bit.
It is awesome.
Batman Begins was great.
Do you see how many good movies came out that you're mentioning? Come on now.
I mean, they're all really entertaining films. I own all of them on 4K.
This was Nolan before Nolan was Nolan. Come on now.
And Batman Begins is still arguably the best origin film
It
in terms of
is.
superheroes,
It
and it
is.
and it really changed the industry in
It
regards
did. It
to
did. You know what I'm saying?
superhero
And
origins.
then you had what else you had? It was so many movies. You had I'm trying to think back. You had Bruce Willis's Hostage, which I really liked. Um you had what else came out in '05? Unleashed.
Oh, Kingdom of Heaven,
That's my mom's favorite. My mom,
love
that's
that
my mom.
movie.
She loves it. In fact, I need to watch it recently. I need to watch it soon.
Remember,
Um,
director's cut. That's the one.
she actually likes the original version, actually. She loves the
More, oh,
original.
more so.
She loves that movie. Like she watched the director's cut, but she likes the other version. She watched it, she used to watch it all the time. We used to watch it like every Saturday. What else? Well, I mean, I know that Star Wars when it got nominated, but Star Wars was cool. Uh, what else did they have? Now you're going to say no. You're going to say no, right? And I'm not saying it should have been nominated, but I think this movie is better than all five of those movies. Well, never saw that other one that you brought up,
Oh,
but
Good Night, Good Luck.
yeah, I never saw that one. And I'm not saying it deserves to be nominated, but this is how much I think those other movies should not have been nominated. I'll say Four Brothers. I know that you don't like it, but that movie.
I think it's all right.
I know you don't like it, but I'm like that movie's awesome. That movie is fantastic. That was peak John Singleton. God rest him. Uh,
R.I.P.
but I'm gonna go with King Kong, man. I think King Kong should have won Best Picture. Being honest, I'm being honest with you.
I mean, I like King Kong, but I wouldn't have nominated it personally.
Why not? It was just as good as Return of the King.
Uh, well, I like it. Like I said, I'm a huge defender of King Kong, but
Well, just tell me why. One reason.
why?
One reason why.
Why I wouldn't nominate for Best Picture?
Yeah, one reason. One good reason. I need to hear
Because
it.
I think that there were just more important films that came out. Like
What?
of those nominees, like two of them I would have kept on the board. I would have kept Munich. I would have kept Brokeback Mountain. Um, of the other ones that we've discussed, Kingdom of Heaven. I honestly, if Kingdom of Heaven, if the studio actually had the balls to release the director's cut in theaters,
But they
I would have
didn't.
said maybe that.
But they
Maybe
didn't. But they did
they
not.
didn't. They didn't. So I know that technically we
That
can't.
doesn't
Oh,
count. So
the
so
New
you
World.
can.
Oh, the New World. I would have.
All right. I
I would have
like that
nominated the
movie.
New World
All right, but that's three. So we have two extra slots. Why can't King Kong get one? You
because
don't
as
you don't
much
even
as
have two. You don't even have two replacements.
not off the top of my head. I mean, I'll have to look at my list. I would have to look at my list, but
I'm just saying.
I don't even have King Kong in my top 250
I'm not saying you have to love it the most, but I am making the case that that film there was such a love and a passion for the craft alone. That remember that movie's about people who make movies,
It
and
is, and I mean that's one of the reasons why I love King Kong. But
like I
it
never
won. I'll put it this way: King Kong won the Oscars that it deserved, which was I forget.
no
It won
no
visual
it
effects,
it should have won it
sound
should have got
mixing, and sound
where,
editing. I
where
believe
was the direction where was, it needed a director nomination, it needed a screenplay
the problem
nomination.
was it was too divisive when it came out. It's still divisive. People look at it
I don't understand why. What is it to be divisive about?
because there's a lot of love for the original, and it's twice as long. And there are a lot of scenes that people would argue doesn't really escalate the plot, so to speak. I disagree. I think it's a character study that's a monster film. We don't get that. We really don't. In fact, one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of a lot of monster films is because we don't care about the characters. But I actually did in King Kong. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I wanted to just to keep things going because we have a bunch of comments to get to. But two things, and then we'll get to the comments. The first thing I want to talk about. So the nominations that Crash was nominated for was Best Picture, Best Performance in an Actor in a Supporting Role, which was Matt Dillon, Best Directing, Paul Haggis, Best Writing, Paul Haggis, Best Achievement in Film Editing, Best Achievement in Music. It looks like it was the original song, and then I think was there one other nomination? No, just that. So it won three. It won Picture, it won Screenplay, and it won Editing. Now, of those three, would I have it where it keeps any of them? Probably not. But at the same time, the nominations, it's fine. I guess it's fine. But I do think that Crash winning Best Picture was, in hindsight, kind of a an issue, especially compared to Brokeback Mountain and Munich.
I think
Um,
King Kong should have won everything.
my
That's just me.
goodness.
King Kong.
Another thing I wanted to mention, and this is something that you and I have talked about in regards to old style of films. If you look at Crash,
Mm.
like it had a budget, as we mentioned, $6.5 million. But what's wild is it made $98 million worldwide. Like that's crazy, and it was in theaters for a long time. Like it was a word of mouth type movie. It was a film that if it was the type of film that came out now, where it had to recuperate its entire budget, its opening weekend, and then crash 50 to 60%, it would have been a different story. But because there was just that momentum, it almost reminds me of Everything Ever All at Once. Of course, two very different films, but where just the word of mouth is what gets it. So that way people go to the theaters, they want to check it out, they're curious. And I think that might not have happened today also, because if you think about it,
Mm.
there's that limited window now where a movie comes out and then 30 days later it's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's on streaming now. And it's like, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? Um,
Well, they're actually talking about that right now at CinemaCon. So they're trying to fix it. A lot of people don't think it can be fixed. I think they think the damage is done, but that is a problem, and
it is.
I don't know if it can be reversed. It is not. It's not just the pandemic really like kind of like did everybody in,
It
but
escalated things.
the real problem actually was because because the pandemic happened, but theaters still came back. All right, that's the part that people forget about. We still had a couple of really big seasons, not full years, but seasons where movies was really back in flux. So that let me know personally that if you build it, they will come. That people will come up. The people who want to go to the movies will go. The
Yeah.
problem is the conglomerates in the studios. They were too busy trying to get fat off of everybody. They were too busy trying to make their own streaming services and do this and do that. And in the process, they killed themselves because Netflix already had their agenda. Netflix wanted their whole goal is to destroy movie theaters. That the guy said that out of his own mouth, right? And I guess Jeff Bezos is going to try to follow suit, right? Because he's all about innovation, whatever. But when you have the studio, the head of Warner Brothers and not Sony, well, I guess Warner Brothers, Paramount, and whoever else, I guess Universal, when they're trying to, like, they're getting into wars of streaming wars, you have a whole division that you're killing. You what is the saying, Chad? You cut off your nose to spite your face or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what they.
Dan Merle said it best. Like Sony knows what's up. Like they are
Mhm.
keeping the old business model that they've always
Mhm.
had. Like they
Yes.
when they have movies in theaters, they then will release it to Netflix, 'cause that way
Yeah.
they're still getting a profit. Like if you have your own streaming service, I'm sorry, but nobody is going to want to have 60,000 streaming services. It's not happening. It's really not.
Yeah.
Um, that's
Yeah.
why I still am a physical media collector. I think
There are
it's
people who
higher
still
quality.
don't even know what Paramount Plus is. There are people who don't know what Apple TV Plus is.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
it's honestly exhausting keeping up with all of it. It's like, oh, this show, I want to watch it. Oh, it's on Apple TV.
I've never owned AMC Plus. I don't even know what it looks like. You know what I mean?
I had a free trial for it for a little bit. It's all right. I mean, you would like it because it is a lot of horror films, but
But it's just I have a problem with it just because I think that when you go back, you said word of mouth, right?
yeah,
The last word of mouth thing I can remember that came out that really kind of like took everybody by storm a little bit was Get Out. After that, that was a good year for movies, by the way, as far as people going to the movies. After that, we kind of entered the 2018, 2019 realm where it was just nothing but franchises. And after that, COVID came. And since then, it's the problem is more streaming services and more franchises. And so now you've trained the audience, but more on top of that, you are doing what you said, the 30-day window of the 21-day, 17-day
yeah,
window. That is
it's
terrible.
ridiculous.
It's
It's
it's not only
ridiculous.
is it terrible, right? But here's the point they're at. You forget this part, Chad. This is what actually really killed them. The strikes. The strikes killed them. That was the nail in the coffin because they were almost out of it. Remember, we just had Barbenheimer, right? We had that 1-2 punch. Actually, you have that, and you kind of had a great summer behind that too, right? You were finally coming back. And then the strikes happened, it killed everything. Remember, everything got moved to 2024 and 2025, right? And they haven't recovered since. We're literally going through a wasteland right now because
But
they
I do
had.
want to point out the strikes were and still are necessary because they do deserve fair
Oh, no, 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 no,
wages.
no. I'm not debating that. I'm saying that because you didn't have your ducks in the row, you killed your own business. Not killing it, you killed it. Because you forget this, Chad, they have to renegotiate next year. So they're about to go through that whole process they
Hmm.
just went through again. Again.
Yep. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, honestly, what's been nice therapy is the show The Studio on Apple
I'm
Plus.
I'm gonna I'm gonna watch it after the offer. I'm gonna watch the offer in the studio back to back.
I still need to watch The Offer. As a fan of Godfather 1 and 2, I should watch it. But the studio just, I know Seth Rogen loves movies, of course, and I wanted to get his like insight into the system and everything. And it's, it's kind of what I expected, but it's
Mhm,
very, very well done.
mhm,
Episode 2 is, it's all about how he goes on set. And they're trying to do a long take, and the
mhm,
episode is emulating a long take. It's done in one
mhm,
long take, and
mhm.
yeah, it's definitely a step forward for Seth Rogen. So, but
Yeah.
let's get to the comments real quick because I know we have looks like 16 comments. So Ace Blitz is in the house. He
What's up?
says, "What's up, Ace? Good to hear from you, man. Hope you're doing well." He also says, "Marv missed you, man. See, Marv, I
Oh,
wasn't
thanks,
lying."
bud. Thanks, you man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Ace.
Can Articulate says, "Hello, everyone. Can Articulate. Good to hear from you." Also, good April Fools, by the way, on Letterboxd. I thought that was hilarious.
What's up, CA?
He also says, haven't seen Crash in so long. I forgot about what it's about. I'm looking at the DVD box right now. LOL.
I don't think it's worth putting in the DVD player, if I'm being honest. I'm being so serious.
I think it's worth checking out again, especially
No.
just to get, to
You can
as a refresher.
rewatch the all the great scenes on YouTube. I wouldn't want to watch the whole thing. I really would not.
I rewatched it last year. I do think it's still a solid film.
It's a well-made movie, but I cringed the last time I watched it. I was like, I don't need to watch this again.
Joe is in the house. He says, "Hey guys, long time stopping to say hello." Joe, good to hear
What's
from you, man.
what's
Hope
up,
you're
Joe?
doing well. Buzilla says Clooney directed that, didn't he? Good night, good luck. Yes, and he's actually doing a play version of that too, which is I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Broadway. So it's honestly good night, good luck. I don't want to say it's underrated because it did really well at the Oscars and it was a mini box office success. But I do think that it's underappreciated these days, and I do think that if you haven't seen the film, excuse me, I highly recommend you check it out. It's very timely. George Clooney said it best. It's a film that you could have watched 50 years ago, and it's relevant. You can watch it today. It's relevant. It's a really good film. I have been holding off buying the Blu-ray because something tells me that it's going to get a 4K release in the future. Can't articulate Brokeback Mountain so great. Absolutely agree. Bootzilla Serena was the better Clooney movie that year. I still need to watch that. Marv, did you see it?
Let me see. Siriana, no.
I heard
No.
good things about it. It's funny. I bought the DVD at my local record store, and I ended up reselling it back to them because I just never got around to watching it. But I do need to watch it. Oh, Bootzilla has a point. 2005 Batman Begins: A History of Violence. My favorite. See, there we go. History of Violence. Marv, I love History of Violence. I would have nominated History of Violence over King Kong. There we go. That's the one. History of Violence.
I like that movie, so I don't. I wouldn't nominate over it. I would just put it in the selections. I don't have to nominate over it.
I,
That's
I mean, I would
that's
have
more
nominated it.
that's more deserving than any movie that's on the list already.
I mean, Brokeback Mountain, I think, was great, and same with Munich. But A History of Violence, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I always tell people, in terms of films that are 90 minutes long, that's one of the best. It's a very tight screenplay, and Cronenberg's directing is top notch. Like that opening, I think was like a 3 minute long take. It's amazing. And the bursts of violence, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it really takes you by surprise.
I'm trying to think. Oh five. I would have
Let
probably.
me go on Letterbox real quick because I know there's some other ones that I'm probably missing off the top of my head. Let me see real quick. That's what I love about that's what I love about Letterboxd, Marv. You can just quickly go on.
Um,
2005.
what was it? What
Yeah,
was
so The New World. I think The New World is a great film. It's one of my favorites. Um, oh, Thank You for Smoking. Have you seen that one?
I believe so.
Yeah, with Aaron Eckhart.
I didn't like it too much.
Oh, I love that movie. It's a very accurate depiction too in regards to like marketing, like how it works.
Well, a favorite from of ours growing up that we used to watch like every weekend, me, my dad, and my brother, was me, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. We love that movie. Um, I'm not saying I would nominate that, but that was a favorite of ours. I'm trying to think what else came out. Uh,
Oh, dude, we both forgot one of like a comedy that we both really like. 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna get there. I was gonna get there eventually. I actually, am not gonna lie. I would nominate that. I really would.
You nominate 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yeah. As it stands right
All
now,
right.
I would nominate King Kong, uh, 40-Year-Old Virgin. What else? I want to say Batman Begins. I want to so bad, but I don't know if I can. I'll probably nominate Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire before Batman
Ooh,
Begins.
Sin City.
Yeah, I would actually.
That's a good movie. That's really good. The
I would.
Island. The Island is
That
very
is one of my
underrated.
favorite movies. So that's one of my favorite movies, man.
And
I
then
have
I know you haven't seen this one, but Park Chan Wook's Lady Vengeance. Excellent film. One of my
never,
favorite revenge films.
never heard of that one. What about
It,
Coach
it's
Carter?
an it's an international film.
Have you ever seen Coach Carter?
I don't think I have just yet, honestly.
Ah, hmm. Found
Oh,
something.
another one. Sorry, another one that before I forget, Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were Rabbit. Very very good film. Rewatched it recently. It holds up. So yeah, 2005. I mean, I always say every year has good, bad, okay movies, but yeah, 2005 definitely was an interesting year.
Yeah.
Bootzilla Begins is the best known Batman movie of the trilogy. It was the only true Batman movie of that series. The Dark Knight's my favorite. I think Marv, yours is The Dark Knight Rises, right?
Mine is Batman Begins.
Oh, yours is Batman Begins. Okay, all right.
Mm.
Can't Articulate State 2005 was great. Did y'all like King Kong 2005? Yep.
Yeah, it should have
Um,
won Best Picture.
Brazil, I love Four Brothers just for the Chotel restaurant scene alone. Eat.
Yes, amen. Yes, it is one of the greatest scenes in movie history. That scene alone is better than every nominee on that list.
Oh my
That
god.
scene tops everything, every one of those movies. Facts.
Oh gosh. Can't
He
Articulate.
said, matter of fact, get down here and enjoy this meal. What?
Can't
That's a
Articulate.
good boy. That's a good boy. You get down there and eat. Oh yes.
You'd like Stay 2005.
I
Might
saw
check it
Stay.
out.
I saw Stay. I know it's Stay.
Andrew lays in the chat says, "Hey y'all, what's happening?" Our
What's
favorite
up?
New Zealander.
What's up, Andrew?
Unfortunately, Lord of the Rings did not come out in 2005. Bootzilla, I'd forget
I didn't
Hustle and
forget
Flow.
about
That
Hustle and
is
Flow.
one of
I
my
didn't forget
top
about
movies of 05. I haven't
that.
seen Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow won an Oscar though, Boots. Hustle and Flow won an Oscar, so we can't. It didn't get slighted. It won Oscars.
It won
So
Best Original Song, right?
I think it won something else too. But it didn't win. It didn't get nominated for Best Picture. But I understand why. When you watch it now, I think Terrence Howard's performance does come off a little bit, kind of like corny. It does a little bit, just a little bit, like he's overacting a little bit, like he's trying too hard. If somebody said that, I'd be like, I understand. But the movie is great.
Let's in the moment. I think Hustle and Flow was song if it did win.
I know the
Because
song.
I know Terrence Howard. I think he got nominated, but I don't think he won.
I don't think he should have been nominated, if I'm being honest. But that's just me. But it was
Yep,
still a
there
great
you.
movie.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
best achievement in music written for motion picture song for the song "It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp." But yeah, Terrence Howard did get nominated for best leading role. It's kind of wild to think that this was like the height of Terrence Howard's career.
He
Uh,
ruined it though. He ruined his own career.
I forget. What happened? Like, because he went from having the Iron Man role to then it was like, oh, we're not going to have him. We're going to replace him with John Cheadle, which ironically they're both in Crash. So, but yeah, what did happen to him? I'm curious.
You'd have to look it up, but if memory serves me right, he was set to be War Machine, but he wanted a pay raise. This is before they gave out the long 9 movie MCU deals. So it was more like, I think he tried to renegotiate or something like that, and then if I'm not mistaken, I think RDJ forced him out or something like that. It was like he wanted to re up his deal, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not like we don't need you," type of thing, and they just replaced
Ah,
him. But once they replaced him, his career went down the toilet. Like his career choices just didn't match up. Like he just like his box office draw wasn't there. It was a lot, and it was sad. It was like Terrence Howard was Anthony Mackie before Anthony Mackie was Anthony Mackie, and
yeah. Because
but
Anthony Mackie at that point, he had smaller roles. Like he had a small role in what was it called, $1 Million Baby, which
yeah,
definitely had
but
an impact on me.
Anthony Mackie, what he did, which Terrence Howard did not do, he just put his head down and just kept working. He never really like, even though he's famous, but he's not really famous. Like you know who he is, but he's not. He's like he plays the background. He never like try to like get too big for the movie or himself. He just kept working, and eventually he became Falcon, and that was his big break. And he's been Anthony Mackie, who we know now ever since.
And by the way, Anthony Mackie, he is in the studio, and he's hilarious. I watched last night's episode this morning, and yeah, I like Anthony
And
Mackie. I
that's the
think he's
thing too.
good.
He's been in a lot of different types of movies that people love. Pain and Gain,
Yes,
Captain America, the Avengers movies, The Night Before, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. That is better than every movie on that Best Picture list. To be honest with you,
I mean
um,
I enjoy the movie. I think that church scene is hilarious, but I personally wouldn't go that far.
you're out of your mind. Of your mind. I don't know what you're talking
I'm out
about.
of my mind.
Yes, that movie is fantastic. It is better than every movie on that list. It's better than Munich. It is better than Capote for sure. I know that for a fact. And it's better than Brokeback Mountain. It's better than everything on that list.
Wait. The Night Before
The Night Before, yes.
is
You know what I'm
better
Than
than
all of
Brokeback
those
Mountain.
movies. Yes, it is. That movie is fantastic. I
I
show it
gotta
to
see the comment
I
section after
show it to
this.
people every time I can. And they always love it.
I
Like,
mean, I
where did
gave
you
it 2.5 out of 5. It's enjoyable, but
you are insane.
look, Brokeback Mountain, I gave it 5. I think Munich recently, I think when I rewatched it, I think I finally gave it a 5 or a 4.75 out of 5. But
The Night Before is a great movie. It deserves to be. I really am sad that it came out in the wrong time. If it would have came out in 2005, it would have been a smash hit.
I feel like when it came out, there was just a lot of competition too, which also comes into play.
Mhm.
By the way, other comments. So we'll get to the Disney side of things once we catch up with the comments. So Can Articulate says the studio has 3 episodes. Oh, whoops. The studio has 3 episodes and already my favorite show of the year. It's very entertaining. I'm telling you, Marv, you got to check it out, man, especially as a fan of Seth Rogen.
I will.
Ace Blood says Marv started Breaking Bad yet? No, which
No.
to be fair, I haven't watched the morning show yet, so fair's fair.
Sergey hasn't
Um,
watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. He's
Speaking of
still
which, it just got announced that's getting a 4K release, physical media 4K release.
what the
That
show? The show?
the movie, which is
Oh,
cool.
I'm talking about the show.
The other film that was just announced for a 4K physical media release, which was Clueless. I'll probably be picking that up on 4K. I finally saw that last year, and I liked Clueless. I actually really, really liked it.
Huh.
Joe Marv watched Severance 10 out of 10 show. I still need to watch Severance. Marv, have you seen it yet?
I've heard about it. I haven't seen it though. I've been as far as shows, what have I been watching on shows? I was watching like sports shows recently. I've been trying to finish up my 2024 list of movies. Um as far as shows, I was going to start Daredevil Born Again, but I can't start it because I have to go back and rewatch all the other Daredevils. So that was
Do you know how much interest I have in what is it, Daredevil season 4?
I guess zero. Well, have
Yes,
you seen the other Daredevils?
of course. Season one
You-
to three, yes.
So you didn't love them?
I liked them, but you
So
really think that Daredevil season 1 to 3 that type of Daredevil is going to fit in the MCU?
well, I mean, people like it, so I guess it does fit. I don't know because I haven't watched it yet.
I will be curious to hear your thoughts, but yes, I would say zero, maybe negative zero.
You
I mean, not
can't
negative
judge.
zero. Never mind, it's double negative.
You
Negative
can't
100.
you
There we go.
cannot judge it if you haven't seen it. So
I'm not judging it. We're talking about interest level. I have negative 100 interest in it. I've seen some people like I'll see thumbnails of people reacting, and I'm just like, I'm good. I'm good. Um,
I for one can't wait to watch it. I just know that I have a whole lot of homework to do on it before I can watch it. I want to watch it so bad right now. I really do, but I just I feel like I would cheat myself by not going back and rewatching. And then I never watched The Punisher season 2. So, and
well,
I never watched The Defenders either. So I have to watch that
I'll
too.
tell you this, Marv. I guarantee you, because I'm pretty sure there's like 4 or 5 writers. I don't think you're going to need to bring a spoon when you're watching it. They're going to provide the spoon. They're going to provide, they're going to give it to you. Don't worry. They'll spoon feed you. They'll spoon feed you. They
You
got you.
can't don't be mean. It's not fair. I'm pretty sure I'll have a good time watching it.
I look. I hope that you do. I hope that it's your favorite show of the year. But
It
I
won't.
have
I
zero
know it won't be my
interest in
favorite
it.
show of the year because what else is coming out?
Best show. It's going to sweep at the Emmys. No, I'm kidding. It's not.
It actually might though. People like it.
No, it's not going to.
You're just a hater.
Andrew Lay. I don't think I've ever seen a more gut wrenching ending than Breakback. Yeah, it's a sad ending. It's definitely stuck with me. I mean, I rewatched it 3 years ago, and yeah, it definitely is a stick to your rib type film. So I agree. Can't articulate history of violence was great. Yes, love it. One of my favorite 90-minute films. Andrew Lay still haven't seen Crash and Forever refused to. Oh wow, I'm curious as to why. Joe, comedies have a rough time winning Picture of the Year. Yeah, I mean, Shakespeare in Love, I think that was the last Best Picture winner to win Best Picture that
But I
happened to
think
be a
that
com.
I think
Actually, no, that's a lie. Green Book has some comedy elements to
that's a
it.
travesty, dude. That's what's wrong with the Oscars. This was always been wrong with them. They don't just let movies be like. Ugh, I hate it.
Well, a lot of times, I mean, for crying out loud, my favorite comedy of all time. It was nominated for Best Picture, but it wasn't going to win because there were other films that I can see why people wanted them to win over the Grand Budapest Hotel. But it's not necessarily, it's one of those things that's similar to horror. Comedy and horror are two of the most subjective genres because at the end of the day, a lot of times people go into those genres saying, did it make me laugh? Did it scare me? And that's it. That's all. That's a lot of times people want. Dramas, it's different. There's more versatility to them versus comedy. People just look at it at face value. Not all the time, but a lot of time.
I have to vehemently disagree, and I'll tell you why. Because yes, they did it scare me, did it make me laugh, but it's deeper than that. For example, let's use Game Night. Game Night is an awesome movie, right?
Love it.
Every
Yes.
person I've shown it to either really likes it or loves it, right? It is made well. The story is awesome, but also the key part, it makes people laugh, or at least it amuses people, whatever the case may be. It's a fun story. It's a fun movie, right? I think Game Night could be nominated. I'm not saying that it should win, but it definitely deserves a shot. Like I think Game Night is as good as any movie that came out that year, but it won't get the recognition because people are pompous, snobbish. I don't get it.
I don't think it's necessarily that. It's just that, for example, I love Game Night.
Mm,
That year, I saw almost 200 films that came out in 2018.
mm.
I don't even have Game Night. I don't think I have it even in my top 25. It's not because I'm pompous. I love the film. I own it
I
on
didn't say you were
Blu-ray.
pompous, Chad. I'm talking about the Academy. I think
Well,
that
but keep
I'm
in
talking.
mind, they're
Go ahead.
supposed to watch. Their job is to watch as many movies as possible. And
Amen.
when you watch a lot of films, it's not that Game Night. It's because it's a comedy. It's more so the fact that a lot of times people aren't looking at the filmmaking aspect. So it's like if they're watching Game Night and they just don't think it's funny, they're probably not going to want to continue watching it. Or if they do, they probably won't give it a second viewing to study the filmmaking the way
But
that.
what if you but you're assuming that they watched it and didn't think it was funny? What if they thought it was funny and they still didn't nominate it? Hmm?
I mean, you can think something's funny and maybe it just doesn't work. Not that it doesn't work. Let me rephrase that. Something can be funny, but maybe the filmmaking just isn't something where you say to yourself, it's best picture material. Like for example, I like Hangover. I like Horrible Bosses. I think they are
I think Horrible
3.2 times.
Bosses should have been nominated. To be honest, I was actually going to bring that up in 2011. It should have been nominated. It should have won over the, what is it called? The King's Speech. That movie sucks. I'm going to get
I
upset.
mean,
I'm going to go in. Oh, you about to give me a
I
oh my
mean,
lord.
we got to pause there. So, first of all, my point is Horrible Bosses. I enjoy it quite a bit. I think it is funny, and I think the filmmaking is sturdy. Would I nominate for Best Picture? Heck no. There was like 50 other films that I could name that were better.
Well, the
Um,
King's Speech was not one of them. You better not say that was one of them. You
well,
better not.
no, I mean the King's Speech. We all know Social Network should have won. It's a done deal.
That was the
Um,
year before. That was the year before.
well, King's Speech won in 2010.
This was 2011. I'm talking about.
Oh, so 2011, that was The Artist. The Artist won Best Picture.
That is retarded. That is so
The
stupid.
The Tree of Life, I would have wanted to win Best Picture
That
personally that
movie
year.
sucks too. What are we talking about?
I love The Tree of Life. It's in my top 25, actually.
That is one of the most hated movies of all time. You know how many people roasted that movie when it came out? A lot. A lot.
Well, because a lot of people probably only watched the first 10 minutes and gave up.
No. No. No.
It's a challenge. I mean, it's a challenging film. I know it's not for everyone, but it is.
Terrence Malick needs to stop. I'm tired of him.
I'm excited for his next film. I think he's a genius, and I love his filmmaking style, like how he approaches it.
Can
The
we
New
get some love for
World.
Horrible Bosses? That's what I need. I need Horrible Bosses love today, right now.
I enjoy it, but Best Picture, nah.
It's like you're undercutting it. It's like you're giving like a backhanded compliment, and it's sad. You're not. You're supposed to be fighting for all movies.
I don't think it's a backhanded comment to say I own it on Blu-ray and that I enjoy it.
You just
I
said
just
that just
happen to
now.
like
You
The
didn't
Tree
say
of
that
Life.
before. You said I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
I
That
just
movie, that
I just
movie's
happen
great.
to like I just happen to like The Tree of Life a billion times more.
That is insane. I need to get a pitchfork right now.
I mean I rewatch. Let's see, the last time I watched Horrible Bosses was 4 or 5 years ago. Tree of Life I usually watch once a year. I think
I
it's a
watched
great
Horrible
movie.
Bosses literally, I think, around the time I broke my ankle. I watched it twice in 1 week, and I almost watched it a third time. It is fantastic. It is literally fantastic. I love it. 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 I actually should watch it right now.
Oh my goodness. Andrew Lay talking about Lord of the Rings. I'm okay with Peter Jackson for his King Kong. 2005, good movie, very fun. Grew up with it. Almost as long as Adrian Brody's speech this year. uh,
His favorite role of mine was when he was in Predators, just so you know.
I still haven't seen Predators.
See, you're just missing all the fun. I'm upset
Um,
with you today.
oh my goodness. Bootzilla, Terrence wanted a huge salary for Iron Man sequel. Marv is correct. Yeah, that checks out, especially since recently Greta Gerwig announced that the reason why she wasn't in Endgame was because she asked for a little bit more money because the movie made $2 billion, and they were like, "No, you should be happy just to be in a Marvel movie."
Who said that?
Greta Gerwig. I mean, not Greta Gerwig. My bad. Carrie Coon. I don't know why I say Greta Gerwig. My bad. My bad. uh, Carrie Coon from like Gone Girl, White Lotus.
I
She
mean,
said that.
I don't think anybody cares to see Carrie Coon, but okay.
I like Carrie Coon.
I
I
didn't say
think
she was
she's
a bad.
very underrated.
I think that she's very beautiful, but I don't think we have to. We need her in a Marvel movie. We don't need that. Nobody asked for that.
I mean, the fact that they had that whole corporate mindset of you should just be happy to be in a Marvel movie. It's like, nah, screw you, dude. You just
In
said you.
her case, she should be. She's what that's in her case. She should be somebody like
No,
what's his name?
I'm glad that she has standards. It's cool
How she would have been in it if they would have paid her more money.
because you need to. At the end of the day, you need to know your worth. And
What
if you
word?
see,
No. What movie
if
is she
you
going to sell tickets to?
if
I
you
want to hear.
see, well, that doesn't matter, Marv.
It
At the end
does
of the
when you're
day,
talking about you want more money.
at the end of the day, if you are a character in a movie and the movie made $2 billion and it gets a sequel, you should get a pay grade. It's almost like a bonus as to like, yeah, you did a good job.
If that only matters if you brought value to the movie.
I mean, when you think about, I think personally, in regards to the side villains that the MCU usually has, I think she's much better than the other ones that we got. In fact, it was
Chad,
nice. I
Chad,
remember
Chad,
when I
Chad,
watched
Chad,
it. When I
Chad,
watched Infinity War the first time, I remember saying like, "Oh, it's cool that we got Carrie Coon on there. Like, she's a really
Chad,
good actress."
Chad, be honest with me. When you saw Carrie Coon in that movie, did you think everybody in the audience even knew or cared who that was?
I
Not
don't.
the character, the person playing her. You can't even
I
tell. You
mean,
can't even tell who it is.
I mean, I don't really care what the audience thinks, to
I
be
didn't ask you
honest.
that, Chad. I asked you. I asked you. Do you think anybody cared who that was under the makeup?
Uh, I don't know. It's a case by case study, but
Oh my
I don't.
gosh, Chad. Oh my gosh, you're lying. You're lying. Oh my god.
I'm not. I'm saying it is a case by case study. I can't
I
speak
need
for.
Chad will not answer this correctly. I need somebody in the comments to holler at me.
I can't speak for $2 billion worth of people. I can't,
Hold on, hold on,
and
hold
I'm
on,
not going to.
hold on. Listen, I need to. This is a question for the chat. Do you guys think anybody paying to see Infinity War were they paying to see Carrie Coon? Just yes or no question.
I'm saying I don't understand why you're siding with the corporation, though. Is my point. I
I'm
think
not.
it's
It's
ludicrous.
just more about it's simple math. If Robert Downey Jr. is going to get paid, you know why? Because he's going to bring him in. He knows that his value. You're going to pay me, and that's just the end of it. And they have to do it. Carrie Coon is she's replaceable. She's wearing makeup. You don't even know who she is when she's wearing the makeup.
Yeah, but again, I'm saying as someone that works
Oh my
for
god,
a corporation,
my ankle.
when you do a good job, when you have a good performance, the next year you get a raise. That's how it works. So to have it where you don't get a raise, it's again, it's why I have respect for people that are in the indie scene and say, you know something, I know my worth. I know that I should be getting a bump in raise because this movie made $2 billion. $2 billion, Marv. So it's like, yeah, she's not. I'm
But
not saying
she's
she's
not the
Robert.
reason for that
I'm
two
not
billion
Marv.
dollars.
Pause.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not saying she's Robert Downey Jr. I never said that, but
Mhm.
I'm saying that if you look at it, she should have gotten a raise. Simple as that. That's how the real world is supposed to work. But Disney, being Disney, it's like, you're expendable. And that's why at the end of the day, it's why I usually don't support Disney movies. I mean, that's why Captain America 4, I didn't see it in theaters. You know, like I'm kind of over that whole like fakeness to them. So
So I take
I
it
don't
you
care
won't
what
be.
you think.
So you're not going to be seeing Thunderbolts either.
I don't know, to be honest. I
That is
really don't.
insane.
I have zero interest.
So you're not going to
Um,
see Fantastic Four. You won't see Avengers Doomsday. You won't see. I don't know what else. Avatar 3. I know you're going to go see that.
I mean, Avatar 3, yeah, but that's because I like James Cameron.
Still Disney.
I mean, Disney owns a lot of, they own a lot, but at least with James Cameron, they say to him, yeah, do your thing, make a 3+ hour film. Like, I'm cool with that. Bootzilla says Anthony Mackie was also Papa Doc in 8 Mile. True.
Amen.
With the Oscars for 2005 films, I saw Good Night and Good Luck and Capote liked on first watch. I didn't care on second watch. Oh, it's interesting. It's funny because Good Night and Good Luck, I wasn't a big fan of it the first time, but when I rewatched it last year, I liked it. But I didn't rewatch Capote just yet. Andrew Lay didn't like Munich on first watch, but I have a second watch pending, form a full opinion. Cool. I will say for me, it got a lot better the second time. I can't articulate Terrence was doing Empire for 5 years, but after that, IDK what he's been doing besides trying to spread terrology. That's funny. Yeah, I still haven't seen Empire.
It is trash.
Terrence was everywhere when I was younger. Yeah, I agree. Joe says Daredevil Born Again is so good. Watch it, Marv.
I
There you,
will.
there you go. Angela, love Severance. Angela, I think you asked last time if Severance has physical media release, and the first season does. I believe it's a Blu-ray release. So just wanted to give you a heads up about that. Severance had a very good first season. Second season was sort of disappointing, but season finale may have made up for it. Needs to deliver big on the third season. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I know some TV shows have like that sophomore slump, so that's interesting. Joe, yes, Andrew. Bootzilla at Can't Articulate. That's pretty much all he's doing is that weird math nonsense and other weird stuff. Angela, not sure if this is a series or a collection of films, but I'm checking out Steve McQueen's Small Axe. Already my favorite from his work. Yeah, I haven't watched that collection of films. I've heard it's really good, though. I'm a huge fan of Steve McQueen, so I still need to watch that. I still need to watch his recent one, Blitz. I didn't watch it because it's on Apple Plus, but I do need to watch that. 12 Years was too contemplative. Widows too subversive, and Blitz too pretentious. I love 12 Years. Widows, I think, is one of my personal favorite blockbusters, especially of 2018. Shame, forgot to mention that. Shame, I loved. I thought that was fantastic. Haven't seen Shame or Hunger. Highly recommend Shame. I will say Hunger, you have to be in a certain kind of mood because it's a very slow burn type film. Um, there are several long takes. Like I think there was one that was like 8 to 9 minutes long, and it's not a PTA long take. It's a static shot. So it's definitely a film you got to be in the right mindset. I think. Butilla, would you say Everything Ever All at Once or Nora qualifies as the last comedy to win Best Picture? Oh, good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, honestly, yeah, they both are comedies. So yeah, you are correct. They're like the important comedies, the ones where it's like, yeah, you can laugh and everything, but they are, giving you important messages that audiences will, chew on for years on end. So I agree. Brazilla and Andrew Lay both are very good, but acquired taste, especially Shame, only seen each once, not repeat movies to me. Yeah, Shame, I think I've seen 3 times, but that's over the course of a decade, so I would kind of agree. Andrew Lay, emoji. Ace Bled's Carrie Coon is absolutely incredible in Leftovers. Yes. And I'm glad that she's been doing so many shows on HBO. Godzilla, Carrie had a nude scene of White Lotus this past episode. I didn't know she had it like that. Yeah, she's been great in the White Lotus. I'm a huge fan of her. Ever since I saw Gone Girl, I've been on the lookout for her. So whenever I see something with her in it, I'm down. Angela, I didn't see Infinity War. LOL. No Marvel for me. That's fair. Angela, she did at Bootzilla. Dang, they really made White Lotus go balls deep, didn't they? Looking at Jason Isaacs. Yo, that scene shocked me. I was not expecting that. Bootzilla, yes, almost full nudity. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about HBO that I give them props for is that they do whatever they want. They will showcase plenty of nudity, plenty of language, plenty of violence, and they give us a little glimpse into these worlds. So I agree. But yeah, Jason Isaacs is another one. I think he is very underappreciated, and I quite like him. Now, for the next stage, we've talked about Crash. We've talked about 2005. The next part was I did a poll on both Instagram and YouTube, and this one's going to be interesting because in terms of my demographic on my channel, there's a lot of older people, but there's a lot of younger people and also people like our age, Marv. So I was very curious about this poll, which was favorite animated Disney film from 1985 to 1995. 10% said The Little Mermaid, 23% said Beauty and the Beast, 13% said Aladdin, and then a whopping 55% said The Lion King. Now, what's interesting is I don't have it on the screen up here, but on Instagram, there wasn't quite as many people. I think on Instagram there was, let's see how many votes there were. There was 816. There was 25 votes. But the 25 votes, 4 votes were for The Little Mermaid, which was 16%. Beauty and the Beast was 4 votes, 16%. Aladdin was 8 votes, 32%. And then Lion King squeaked by with 9 votes, 36%. So I guess the first thing we'll talk about with this, Marv, is do you like all 4 of these movies? Like, are these all 4 movies that you grew up with?
Uh, what was which one? It was Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and what else?
Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King.
I never saw the Little Mermaid.
Really?
Yeah, I never saw that one. But I know that's the first. That is the first in the Renaissance. I know that.
Yeah.
I love the other ones. I grew up on those. I watched them all growing up. I watched them over and over and over and over and over. I know them like the back of my hand, all of them. I can't tell you which one I like more than. I just love them all the same.
That's fair.
I love them
I
all.
mean, I can't. To be honest with you, I can't even bust your balls about the Little Mermaid because I wasn't allowed to watch it growing up. I didn't watch it for the first time until literally last year when the live action remake came out. But
Mm.
I I liked the Little Mermaid. I thought it was quite good. Um,
I hate when you tell me that because I always kind of wish I could take you back in the time machine, like it's like probably like the mid 2000s, and like just go to the movies and like you get to experience these movies the way I did because you kind of like miss out on a lot and it's sad.
I mean, to be honest with you, though, part of me is glad. So part of me is glad though because I was growing up. I watched a lot of old films like
Mm,
silent films, films from the 40s, 50s, and whenever I talk to film buffs,
mm,
film critics, they always tell me the same thing, which is that it's a lot harder to watch movies that are pre 1970s. That's not the case for me because I grew up with films from that era. So it's like the
mm,
way things are paced and structured doesn't bother me because I was used to it. Now, if I had watched what everyone else had watched, I probably would have been in the same boat where I would have been like, "Oh my goodness, Citizen Kane, it's too slow. Oh my goodness,"
mm.
or I wouldn't have been able to appreciate maybe Charlie Chaplin films the way that I am, today. But so I don't mind it. I really don't.
I mean, I know you'll feel that way, but like just knowing like I know you love going to the movies,
Oh yeah,
and
of course.
we always talk about going to the movies and stuff like that, and I'm like, all I can think of is like just all I can think of is all the memories I have of going to the movies and just what an event it was every Friday, every Saturday. It was an event for everybody, not just me. And it wouldn't be just for you. Like even casuals, like going to the movies was a thing. It was a real thing that everybody did. And everybody was excited about it. And people like they'd be at the mall, they'd be out somewhere eating, they'd be like, oh, I guess let's see what they got at playing at the theater. Let's see we'll go see the next thing starting. They don't even have itinerary. They just know that they're close to the movie theater. Like, yeah, let's go see something. What's playing? What starts in the next 10 minutes?
And I think one of the things that's interesting is that if we do look back at 1985 to 2005, because
Mm,
those are the years that we're looking at with this live stream. If you think about it, that was, I think you said it when we talked about Crash originally, which was it was simpler times. And that's
mm,
true. It was because if you think about it, social media, I mean, the early 2000s, that was when it started rising, but it wasn't as huge as it is today.
mm,
People weren't using different platforms and everything. It was one of those things where everyone was kind of in sync, I feel as though, and they were more so talking to people about this kind of stuff. So word of
mm,
mouth was even more impactful back then. But now, especially with the rise of streaming,
mm,
it makes it a lot harder to get everyone on the same page where it's like, oh, is everybody watching this film?
mm,
No, it's almost like in different factions, if you will.
mm.
Like, for example, trying to think of a movie this year. I was about to say my number one, but my number one favorite film of the year, nobody's seen except pretty much me and several others. Black Bag. Black Bag is a film that's geared towards adults. It's a
Mm.
Steven Soderbergh film. Early 2000s, he was king. He was making films that people were watching, people were liking. Now a film of his drops, it's not an event. And the reason being is that there's not a unison of everyone coming together talking about it. It's one of those things where people are now cherry picking what they get based on the algorithm of their social media that they
Mm.
follow. So it's very sad, but it's also fascinating at the same time, if you will.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, back in 2005, I think I only went to the movies like once or twice a year, if that, which is kind of wild
That
thinking
makes me
about that.
so sad because all I can think of is that you miss so much. That's all I can think when you say that. I like my heart breaks for you.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, I think 2005. I'm trying to think.
you were 9.
I know I
Or
was 9, but I think because of Win Dixie, did that come out in 2005 or was that
yes, it did. It came out. If
okay?
I'm not mistaken, if I think it came out in February 25th, 05. You can check it out. You can check me on that if you want. I believe it was February 25th because I think it came out the same day as Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Oh wow, did you do a double header for that?
No, I only saw that movie. I only saw Tyler Perry. That was the event that everybody went to go see. It was a line around the corner to go see it. That was the day after my brother's birthday, and we got to the theater, and it was a line around the corner, and that was a great night. We had to sit at the like the last row in the theater. We had to sit in the last row. It was very
Oh wow.
uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable, but still, just being in the theater, like it was like the movie theater was a party. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, I'm looking. It looks like it was February 18th, but Marv, I'm looking and yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I would have to go back, but I'm pretty sure that that was one of the only films that I saw in 2005 in
That's sad.
theaters.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I saw almost everything at the theater that year. I saw Coach. No, I didn't see Coach Carter in the theaters. I saw Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I saw. I didn't see Sin City, believe it or not. I was at the Puerto Rican parade when that came out, and that was the place to be. Um, what else did I see? I saw not Guess Who. I saw Guess Who on DVD. What did I? Oh, I saw The Ring 2. That was a great experience. Bad movie, but really good experience.
I still haven't seen The Ring 2. I've only seen the
You
first one.
you will not like it. It is not good. But it was just fun to watch in the theater. That was really fun. I'll never forget that. That was a really fun time. The first thing my dad said when he got up, now that was corny. He said it's very he said it's so loud, and a lot of people agreed with him. I was like, I had fun. It was a good time. Boogeyman, that was a big thing back then. That was a really fun night. I remember that. House of Wax, one of my favorites.
Yeah, I know
That
you like that one.
that one, Chad, that was the same weekend as Kingdom of Heaven. So you know that one is close to my heart.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and I
I
remember
mean,
House.
none of these because of when they came out. Like actually 1985, 1995. I wasn't even born. But of these four films, my favorite is Beauty and the Beast. I actually just rewatched it the other day.
Mm,
Um, I think second place would either be Little Mermaid or Lion King, and then Aladdin. I'm not gonna lie, I think I might have seen Aladdin once. I'm not 100% sure, so I do need to revisit it. I think I might have seen it years ago, but it didn't really resonate. But I
oh,
need to rewatch it.
that's sad. That movie's awesome. I love that movie.
But I
I,
like doing this poll because
you haven't
it's
given no love to The Lion King.
The Lion King is a film that I liked. I've only seen it one time, and that
That,
was
I
11
almost hung
years
up. I
ago.
almost hung up. I literally almost hung up. Oh my god.
Well, I wasn't allowed to watch it growing up, so I didn't watch it until I was 17, about to turn 18. So it was late. Like I was late to the whole Lion King party, and I can see the love for it. I definitely think of the Lion King movies that have come after it. It's definitely the one that's still the best,
Did you
no
see the
question.
live action remake?
The live action remake, I'm not a fan of the first one. I think Mufasa, I know we disagreed about this. Mufasa, I think, is very flawed, but I did enjoy it, especially in 3D,
Hmm.
but very flawed. Definitely not my favorite Barry Jenkins film by a long shot, but I'm glad it did well.
Hmm.
Probably won't be getting a third one, that's for sure, but it's definitely flawed, but I have fun with it. Nicolette did too, honestly.
Hmm.
By the way, it looks like we got a couple more comments, and then we'll continue discussing the animated films. Um, Ace Blatt says on episode 5 of Fargo now, Marv, have you seen Fargo, the TV show?
No sir.
Missing out, man. It's great. Ace Blatt, I expect you to be done season 1 by the end of the week. No excuses. I'm kidding. Angela, I'm tiptoeing and checking out more TV shows, having Succession and Mindhunter lined up next. Really good choices. Love Succession, Mindhunter. Good show. Marv, have you seen either of those shows, Succession or Mindhunter?
I saw the Mindhunter movie. I did not see Succession, but I heard that it's very similar to House of the Dragon. So I'll just take that.
Um, is it?
I've heard House of the Dragon is Succession with dragons. So I'll just take House of the Dragon over Succession.
No, it's much different than House of Dragon. I think at least. Try to think, but it's more of it's like a Shakespearean story, honestly. King Lear, like that story. It's like a modern day version of that. It's really
Mm.
good though. Really good characters. Andrea, looking up Disney 85 to 95 now. Loved Lion King and Aladdin. Liked Goofy movie. Didn't care for Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Pocahontas. Oh wow. I don't think I've actually really seen Pocahontas and Goofy movie. I think I've seen clips here or there growing up.
I used to
Um,
watch Pocahontas like a lot. Like I've probably seen a Pocahontas probably like 200 times.
Holy cow!
It's so short. It's so easy to watch. It
Like,
literally, like, I love movies like that. It gets straight to it. It's paced beautifully. And you're in and out like a robbery.
I do need to watch Pocahontas. I have it on Nikolai and I. We have a list of like movies to watch together, and
Mulan is excellent.
I do enjoy Mulan. I don't love it the way that I did when I was growing up. That was actually, believe it or not, that was one that I grew up watching. I don't love it as much as I once did, but I still like it quite a bit. Jerry Goldsmith's score is so good.
Uh-huh.
Ace Fletch, Chad Marv, I'm curious, do you consume other media other than the TV shows and movies? Good question. Marv, I'll let you answer first.
I mean, like video games and YouTube skits.
Yeah, I think you like stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Video games, I'm not, as you know, I'm not really a player of video games.
I
I
played, I
do.
played, I played right before I got on here with you.
Oh wow, I do watch YouTube videos, of course. Not just of like, of course, I follow a lot of different like film critics. Some that just analyze things,
Are you a
break
music
down.
fan?
Music, my taste is much, 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 much more limited than my expansive film and TV show knowledges. Music, honestly, I just usually stick with like film scores, epic sounding music, classic music. I do love classic music quite a bit. I'll every now and then dabble in like other genres, like the Winter Sun album, which is like a death metal album. I think it's fantastic. Um,
So you would never like listen to like any like no rock or no like rap or like any like R&B.
well, as you know, my wife loves rap, so when we're like driving down the shore, depending on who's driving, if she's driving, she gets to
Uh,
choose the music. If I'm driving, she has to endure Grand Budapest Hotel score. But if she's driving, then yeah, I'll listen to like rap music
But
and other stuff.
do you listen to listen or like do you just kind of like one ear out the other ear?
I think we've spoken about this before. I am terrible when it comes to lyrical music. It's one of the reasons why I don't really listen to lyrical music. I would actually, in order to actually analyze songs, I would actually have to have a transcript on what they're saying and everything, because the way that songs are mixed, a lot of times I'm not paying attention to the lyrics. I'm paying attention to the instruments and the rhythm and how it sounds and everything, and the way it's paced. I'm not really listening to the lyrics, which is, kind of an error on my part, because lyrical music you kind of have to, because it's telling a story the way that a film is.
Mm.
So yeah, that's why I usually listen to, like score, because it's all about just the instruments and everything and the rhythm and the pacing.
Oh.
Trying to think of other things in terms of media. I do
Skits like
keep.
YouTube skits.
I
Do you
don't
watch?
really watch skits as much. I mean, if we're talking about media, I do keep up with media. I mean, I feel kind of obligated nowadays to pay attention to the politics of the media. But
I don't.
that's just me.
I don't pay attention one bit. I
No, I know
couldn't.
you do. It's just
I I couldn't tell
in
you one thing happening.
it's one of those things where now, because we're in um, unprecedented times, which there are people in the chat that are from other countries. I'm sure that they will attest to what I'm saying, where it's like, uh, so it's kind of a good thing, Mark. But if you're doing more drinking and more, totally understandable for the next 4 years.
Well,
Um,
we're cooked, and that's just the end of it.
exactly, exactly. Andrew Lay, Marv's other media consumption is the adult version of it. Ace Blitz.
What does that mean?
JK, it's all of us. I think he's saying, "Do you can see there are two shows might be porn." No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I mean, not
Ace
too much
Plutz.
really.
Ace Plutz. I heard the Roys are the modern day Lannisters. Yeah. If anything, Succession's more like Game of Thrones. I feel like, than House of the Dragon.
Hmm.
Ace Plutz. Other media would be like gaming and reading. So reading, I used to be an avid reader, like in middle school, early high school. But once I started really getting into films and TV shows, I was just like, you know what? I'll watch it
Hmm.
as opposed to reading it. It's still fun. It's still kind of annoying though when I hear people say like, "Oh, the book's better," or "Oh,
Hold
the
on one
film's better."
second.
It's like it's two different mediums. It's not fair. It's like comparing apples with brownies. It's two very different things. Like, yeah, they both have sugar, but one's added sugar, one's natural sugar. So, yeah. Andrew Lay says
Interesting.
music question mark. I'm listening to classical and pretend I'm Stanley Kubrick, but my friends just think I'm a psychopath. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, classical music's great. It's one of the reasons why I love Stanley Kubrick films is because he utilizes so much classical music. Speaking of which, Marv, April 26th, you should join Sergey and I. We are going to be seeing 2001: A Space Odyssey in 70 millimeter. Because remember, that's the first film that we're doing in terms of our top 100 movie series.
Mm.
So just wanted to throw that invite out there.
Well, that actually, I actually probably will do it. I just have to make sure. I think I had something that day specifically. My mom is having some for. She's doing like a 50 days to 50 thing. Um,
Oh, wow.
but I think that's on the 27th. So I believe, and my grandpa's birthday is on the 24th. What time is it again?
It's going to be 12:15. They have a 12:15 and a 7:45. We're doing the 12:15 because
I tell you right now, if I'm going to go, I can only do the 7:45. I'll be working at that time.
gotcha. Yeah,
Mhm.
because 7:45 I can't do because the next day is when I'm running the 5K, and the 5K is at like 8 a.m. But we have to be at the Navy Yard at I think 7, so I'll be waking up at like 5 a.m. ish.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, it's
That sucks.
yeah. I mean, my time keeps getting better and better, so I'm excited. Originally, the goal was just to finish, not necessarily get like a really good time, but slowly but surely, I realized I can do both. I can finish and I can get a good time. So I've been keeping up with it.
I want to lose some weight too, man. Your inspiration. I gotta lose 50 pounds.
You don't need to lose 50 pounds. Get out of here with that
I,
noise.
I do. I realize that my weight isn't good for my body.
Oh my goodness.
50
Well,
pounds. So I should probably be one. I want to be 150 or 155.
I mean, so you're 205. Well, you're what? Five? You're 5'10.
I'm 5'8".
Oh, I forgot you're Tom Cruise. You're like Ryan.
No, Ryan's smaller than me.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
He is. That's not a lie. He really is smaller than me.
He always says he's 5'8", but I always bust his balls and he says that he's 5'7", like Tom Cruise.
I'm not kidding. I think Ryan is literally like 5'5". I mean, if you think I'm crazy, have Ryan stand next to you. You're 5'10", right?
Yeah, I'm 5'10".
Have him stand next to you. I'm pretty sure he might come to your mouth.
He might come to my mouth.
Yeah, he really might. If you stand there, he might literally like he won't go past your upper lip.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something else. I was like, Marv, I'm married. Um,
I should have said pause. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it
you
until you
fell into
said
that
that.
one.
No, I should have said pause. I usually say pause, but I didn't realize that's where how it came out and landed. My bad. Well, yeah, he would come to your mouth. Pause.
It's Blitz. What games do you play, Marv? This is free, Marv.
I play Madden, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty. Um, I've played Assassin's Creed, uh, Halo, um, racing games. Uh, I play a lot of stuff.
A man of many games. That's good.
Not
It's
many.
good
I'm
that
not. I'm not.
brag.
I'm not a gamer. My brother's a gamer. My nephew's a gamer. I'm not. I'm more of like a casual gamer. I like if a game is hot, I want to play it. Madden is my thing. Madden is like my therapy. To be honest with you, I love playing Madden. I feel like I have to play Madden at least once a day. Um, I don't listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of music that I liked in the past. I don't listen to today's music. Today's music I think just sucks. Um, there's some people that I like, but I'm a big Drake and a big Future fan. So I listen to Drake and Future, and I dabble in everybody else a little bit. I like Interpol. That's my favorite band. Some Radiohead, and that's kind of about it.
No, that's fair. Um, by the way, Andrew. Well, actually, Ace Blitz also says I'm currently reading a visual novel. Which visual novel? Also, Angela says movie scores. Yeah, shout out to Don't Look Up's Jazz Collection. Film is mid, but the music rocks. I don't really remember the music, but it's funny that you mentioned that movie because I came across the clip where Leonardo DiCaprio is freaking out, and I'm like, yeah, this is definitely America right now. But I might rewatch that film. I think that when I watched it, I was like exhausted because I had just gotten my dog. Um, so I might have just watched it like too late at night, so I wasn't able to appreciate it. But when I watched it the one time, like almost 4 years ago, I thought it was just okay. But I feel like now it's probably aged quite well, unfortunately.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, it's a
When you got Dexter, like, was it overwhelming at first? Like, how did you get him to, like, settle in?
oh gosh, it was yeah, it was kind of hell, honestly, because I mean, I had read up because remember, I was surprising Nicolette. I had read up and everything, and I had an idea on what to expect. But the first several hours, Dexter was literally going around the apartment, pooping and peeing. So like he would poop, I would be cleaning that up, and then he'd be going into another room and peeing. So I felt like I was playing the game Clue, except with a dog, where it was like, okay, there's a smell here. Okay, I need to go over here and I need to clean this up, or
And
I
he
need
was doing that to, like, claim his territory.
I feel like it was a dominance thing, which, as you know, I quickly had to, try to squash, which, as you know, he's trained now and everything. But yeah, it was just frustrating because it was like I was constantly on edge. I was very anxious because, when I had a dog with my family, I didn't really have to do as much. So for it to be all on me until, she came home and everything, yeah, it was a lot and it was overwhelming. But at the same time, I'll never forget holding him for the first time. Like it was, it's what I imagine when people say like, "Oh, I have a kid," and it's like I'll do anything for him. I had that feeling immediately with him, where it was like I'll do anything for Dexter. Like I just love him so much.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome. I asked because I want to get a dog when I move, and I was just like, I wonder what that's going to be like. Because you have a wife, so at least you had some help.
it depends also on there's a lot of different things that go into it. Were you? I remember before you said you wanted a pit bull. Were you still looking at a pit bull?
Pit bull or a German Shepherd or a Siberian Husky. Hmm.
See, the problem, and again, for the record, I to some extent like all dogs. The problem with those dogs is that you need to give them a lot of attention.
Hmm.
Um,
I've heard.
they not
Not
the
so much
golden
Siberian, not the Siberian Husky. I don't. I
they're
didn't know.
smart too. They are very smart.
What the Huskies?
Yes, they
Yeah.
are very, very smart, which
Hmm.
is why they're very hard to train because they are very smart.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I mean, I would say personally, I would say start with a more. It really also depends on your schedule. Like if your schedule is hectic and everything, I personally wouldn't get a dog that's really, really difficult to train. I would go with the more easy ones to train, like a golden retriever. I think you would like a golden retriever. They're very lovable. They're
Mm.
very caring,
Mm.
and they're very flexible too, which is
Mm.
nice. So it just depends on what your schedule is going to be. If it's like consistent or if it's
Well, I
inconsistent.
mean, I know that because of my job, it won't be. I won't be away too long. I know that much.
Mhm.
Uh, like especially if I like leave the round one job too. Like, I think I'll be pretty open. If I keep working 7 days, that could be a problem. But I haven't made up my mind about that yet. I feel like today was the first day I felt like I should probably leave this job. Today was the first day I thought that.
Oh,
So
it's a new job that you got.
no, I love my new job. Are you kidding?
I was going to
That
say, yeah, your new job seems awesome.
yeah. What are you talking? I was talking about the job. Round one is what I said.
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, thank God. Hold on one second. Hold on. I got paid. Yay.
Angela, I'm glad I'm watching this stream alone in my room, Marv. Ooh, Ace Plus Radiohead is so fire. Yeah, I will say Radiohead I do like. I wasn't really aware about them until I realized that Tom York and Johnny Greenwood were both a part of that, and they're two of my favorite film composers. So I have listened to some of Radiohead, and yeah, it's good stuff. Ace Splits, the visual novel, is called The House in Beta Morgana. It's supposed to be one of the best fictional works out there. Oh, interesting. I haven't really heard of it, to be honest. Angela, it might be a dumb question, but what's the difference between visual novels and comic books? Ace Splits is basically a book inside a game. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. Godzilla, favorite Radiohead, okay, computer or Kid A, or neither at Angela. Ace Splits, like you get the visuals, music, sound effects, and some movement, and the writing on the bottom, but there's no gameplay. You just click one button to keep the dialogue moving. I think this might be the first time that I've heard of this. Sounds interesting. Ace Splits, also you get to make a couple choices. My bad, that radio question was meant for Ace Splits, LOL. Angela, I don't know much about Radiohead at Godzilla, just that Tom York always does music for PTA movies. Yes, that's how I know him best.
$90.
Oh wait,
Yes.
no. Tom York, no. Tom York doesn't. It's Johnny Greenwood. Johnny Greenwood's the one. Which, by the way, NDA agreement aside, Johnny Greenwood's new score for the new PTA film, it's pretty amazing. Just saying. But Tom York is great. I loved his score for Suspiria. Ace Splits, OAT means of all time. My bad. See, I was part of the generation that started all those like small, breaking words down into abbreviating. But I never really got into it, to be honest. Ace Splits probably okay. Computer, interesting. Marv, you got paid? You said.
Yeah, I did. I just had to put some into my savings.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm trying to move, dude.
Hmm?
I said I'm trying to move.
All right, dude, you got this. I know you can do it.
Yeah, I know one thing though. If that approval don't go in, we going to the trenches, Chad.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
My boss said he was like, why do you keep trying to move to the hood? He was like, I'm like, it's $600. He said, so what?
Exactly. He's telling you how it is, Marv.
Mm.
Telling you how it is.
Oh, don't knock it until you try it. That's all I'll say.
Marv, I spent one night, 4 a.m. You remember that time.
But I wasn't talking about there. That's what you're doing. What I do, and like kind of like, oh, if it's not where you're at, it's got to be that over there. I don't want to live there either. Ew, that is disgusting. I wasn't moving there.
I will never forget that. That felt like something out of a comedy.
That actually, really quickly, that actually reminds me. I've been talking a lot lately with some buddies of mine, and like, my mom actually said this too. We're gonna start like documenting my life, like as far in like skit form, because like every day I'm like my life is literally a skit. Like the last
Yes.
escapade that I had, it was so embarrassing. Like it's funny, but because it happened, like because I was in the center of it, it's embarrassing. So it's like it's funny, but it's more like you're laughing at me than with me, and I just don't even talk about it. I haven't talked about it since. Like all week, my cousins have been calling me like, "Yes, let's talk about it." And like, yeah, I'm not talking about this. I'm done with this. I don't want to hear nothing about it. It's just bad, dude. It's really really bad. But yeah,
I
bro,
mean, I concur. Your life should be a skit. In fact, actually, you know what? We should go to HBO, get a budget, 5 seasons. Tell me.
I think I can do 5 seasons. I definitely could do 3.
5. We need 5 seasons.
Yeah.
No, I will never forget that homeless person story. Like us driving at 4 a.m. and that homeless person trying to urinate on my car. And I remember at first you were like, dude, you got to honk. And I was about to honk, and you were like, no, don't honk. And I was like, that's what I wasn't going to do at first. Because I'm like, what if he has a knife or something? Like that was wild.
Yeah, that's called Zombieland. I was never moving there, just so you know.
I just want to make sure because yeah, it did Zombieland. That's good phrase for it. It felt like that.
That's literally what it is. It's the most dangerous place in America.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I was not moving there. I was going.
that was
I was trying
that
to move
was
to
that
Pottsville.
was that was definitely an experience. Like especially at 4 a.m. Holy cow!
But when you hear that I've actually passed through there like a million times, it's no it's an experience for you. It's kind of like every day for me. Not every day, but I be passing through there. It's just like ill. Let me just get up out of here. It's nasty. It's just like
uh,
Philly people were used to it. Like when you hop on the train, like on the train, they're all over the place. They're peeing on the train. You know, they're dying on the train. I had to wake some one guy up because I thought he was dead. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not dead. I'm okay." I was like, "All right, cool."
yeah.
Mhm.
See, it's a different world.
You should definitely ride on the train one day with me just to see what I'm talking about. You would be like, "Marv, can we get
I
off, please?"
see when you tell me the stories, I believe you. So it's one of those things where it's like I definitely take you for your word, especially since again, someone urinating on your, trying to urinate on your car at 4 a.m. Like you don't
Imagine
forget
seeing
about that.
somebody doing crack on the train, like they're lighting it up on the train in front of children and about to get killed by a single mother because they're smoking crack near children, and then they're just looking like, I don't know what to do. Like you should see it, man. It's
Yeah,
wild.
it is, and it really it adds to the whole moral ambiguity too, because it's like, what do I do? You know, because it's like, yeah, you probably should be doing crack on this train, but
But it doesn't matter because they're already crackheads. Once you're a crackhead, you can't really think clearly.
yeah, it's very that's one of those drugs where it's very hard to, from what I understand, it's very hard to.
It's not even hard. It's done. Like you're cooked. They're it's sad to say, but they're already kind of dead. Like not all of them, but that the opioid and fentanyl stuff really kind of like mess people up badly,
Oh yeah.
and they can't get off of it. It's it's not only just addictive. It's like once you have it, you have to have it, and if you don't catch it quick, you're pretty much cooked. So my heart goes out to everybody because it started I think like during COVID. My ex girlfriend's dad died because he brought some fentanyl and it was laced with fentanyl and cat
Oh,
tranquilizer. You see what I'm saying? So
jeez.
yeah, he was dead in the street and nobody knew. So he just laid in the street for hours, dead. It was bad, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not impossible, but you are correct that it is more likely that you are cooked because especially
If you don't catch it fast, you're cooked.
if you're in an environment where it's very much so. I don't want to say approved, but it's definitely more relaxed. Where it's like, yeah, this is just how it is. Like, you know,
Oh well, don't make it. They're going to gentrify it soon. It's hit max levels. Like it's so bad that eventually somebody's gonna be like, "Oh no, this is over with." So they're going to fix it eventually. They're going to just keep pushing them up this way. That's actually not good for you because that means that they're going to push them further up northeast, further east, which means they're going to keep coming closer to Neshaminy, which they already are doing, by the way.
I
Because
have noticed.
you know, yeah, exactly. You
I've
see,
noticed.
yeah,
Yeah.
you see the problem then, yeah. Because what happened to Neshaminy? Neshaminy is a dead mall, right? So it only took one to realize I can ride because they ride the train back and forth. They get on it
Dude, it
once.
really is like Dawn of the Dead, where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, there's
Exactly, yeah. So what you get is they ride the train back and forth because they only have to get on it one time. And they can stay on it all day, and then sometimes they can even sleep overnight because they just shut the train down. Like on weekends, they can stay on there overnight. Now they're not supposed to, but they just kind of like slip through the
but they
cracks and
can,
stuff.
yeah. That's
But
wild.
it only took a couple to realize, oh, we can ride the 14 back and forth. Ooh, and they start getting dropped off there. So they'll start doing coke there. They'll start shooting up the needles. And mind you, it's a dead mall. It's not like how it was back in the day when I met you, right?
Yes.
So now because it's a dead mall, they can literally hibernate there. Literally.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're
Yeah.
definitely not wrong. I mean, even the food court, like the food court where we had Chick-fil-A and everything,
hmm
there's only one place that's open,
I
like in
know
that
when I
area.
take Spencer there, the Chinese spot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
wild. It's like, holy cow.
It's a dead mall. So now that's going to become infested with zombies. Seriously. and it's sad, and that's not good for you. You just told me that this is the safest place in the world.
Well, to be fair, I've always said, especially when I was pitching Ben Salem to live, I always pitched it as Marv. That's like a middle ground and in between of the city and the
Oh,
suburbs.
hey, oh, it's about to be closer than you think, bud. Because that's just the start of it. Once they start moving everybody out that way, it's going to be so much worse. Because that's exactly where that's where they're going to push them at. That's why I didn't want my mom to move back to the old house, because even though it's like my neighborhood, or the old house's neighborhood, it looks nice. It was a good neighborhood at one point,
Oh,
but
Marv, trust me. Not to cut you off, trust me. I know because that same night where the homeless guy tried to urinate on my car, that same night was when the gunshots went off in your neighborhood. Remember?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So
What a
that's
night!
all.
What a
That is
night!
all headed up that way. I'm just letting you know. You heard it here first. You've already seen some evidence of it, and Godspeed. Because
No. You're not wrong. Because I'll sometimes in the middle of not the middle of the night, but sometimes when I get done at the movies, I'll start hearing noises like whoa, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like,
this is why I think you should invest in a gun, because it gets weird, dude. It gets very very weird, man. Very very weird. Like mm-mm. I want you to get a gun so bad.
oh my goodness.
Mm.
I got you, Marv. You're my bodyguard. You're my Hitman
I need
bodyguard.
it. You think I'm not buying a gun? You're tripping. But then again, I'm not going to be living there. I'll be living somewhere else, like Chestnut Hill. So
Just
I'll
like how it
be.
seems to be. It seems to be a little bit better.
No, no, Chestnut is fine. But the problem is, I'll be in like a tower. Like I won't be, like I'll be in a building. See what I'm saying? So like it won't be. I won't have that issue. It'll be security at the door. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now
By the
I
way,
wanted to go ahead,
by
go
the
ahead.
way, A Split says Marv making the money, keep up the grind. Also, Angela says, "Oh yeah, sorry, it's China Greenwood just got mixed up because I saw that Tommy Ward music video PT made a while back." Oh yeah, you are right. They did collaborate with that. By the way, Ace Plutz asks Marv, "What do you do for work?"
I am a mental health professional in
And a
a
good one, a
in a
good one. I've
maintenance.
seen Marv in action.
I'd actually say otherwise. Actually, I don't think I'm a good one at all. I don't do anything.
Oh my
But
goodness,
that's
the way
that's
you
just
were able to calm him down, very good job, Marv.
Chad. Is nothing. Is not anybody can calm him down. The problem is I don't know why, but people are afraid of him, and I'm like, scared of what? Of what? I'm like, because all he's gonna do, right? If he gets upset, he's gonna try to like grab you, right? But when you think about it like this, he is a grown man, yes, but he's more like a 3-year-old in a grown man's body. Once you realize that, you're like, oh, okay. So like nothing he does scares me at all. We'd be like, listen, get up out of here. Stop, stop, stop. Like, he'll try to pinch me. Be like, stop. What are you doing? Let's go. Like, you can't like he's strong. Don't get it wrong, but like he tried to do like the whole like right. I just took his arm, picked him up like this. Yeah. No, let go, let go. I'm like, yeah. Now let's go play. Whenever he starts trying to like grab me, I'm like, you want to grab me? Come on, give me a hug. And I'll pick him up. I'm like, come on, let's go. Right? He's like, no, I want to get down. All right, let's go. Let's play tag. That's all we do. We play tag with him, or just drive around, take him to the park. That's it. That's all we do. That is all we do all day is pick him up, take him to the mall, take him to go jump on the trampoline, take him to go get take him I forget what else. But we just make it up as we go.
But
Drive him
your
back.
ability to de-escalate when he's escalating, that's something not everyone can do. Like some
I
people,
see a girl. I was out recently, and me and like I didn't get in an argument with her, but a friend of mine did. They got into a really big argument. But before they got into the argument, she was telling me that like you're debating it, but like I don't have the patience for that. So it's good that you can do that. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. It is nothing to it. Like I don't have no type of ill will towards Spencer. I mean, he pays my bills. So what do I have to be mad at him for? You see what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's go to the mall, Spence. Hooray! Like I don't get it. Like it's so much worse jobs than my job. It's so much harder jobs than my job. My job is easy. All
yeah,
I got
but
to go ahead.
as I always tell people, different people have different strengths. Like there are some people where they might not have the patience to do what you do. Like they might be better at, you know, other jobs. And then versus your strong suit is clearly this job because you're very patient, very calm.
But I'm not patient. I don't. There's nothing to be
You
patient about,
say
though.
that, but you are, Marv. I've been friends with you a long time.
How
You are patient.
how so? How so am I patient? Because I think that I have very much no patience at
Well,
all.
for one, you take the bus. That's a lot of patience. A lot of people would, you know, want to get there like even faster. It takes a while. So right there, that alone showcases your patience.
But I also like taking the bus and the train. Well, hold up. Let me take that back. I used to. I grew up as a child. I loved taking public transportation. Now it's pretty much gone to hell since then. But I guess when
Yeah.
I'm on it, it still reminds me of when I was a child. So I guess that's that. But I like going on trains. I like buses. So I don't know if that counts as patience because I like doing that.
I mean, you've also made films with me, and films, the
But
films that we've made usually,
I love movies, so that doesn't count either.
yeah, but a lot of times we've shot for almost 12 hours. 12 hours, that's long.
Well, can I break that down, please?
Yeah, of course.
You're with friends. You're doing something that you like to do. How is nothing to be patient about? I like what I'm doing. I mean, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. Do you see what
To an
I'm?
extent,
Do
yeah.
do you see what
But
I'm saying? For example, I'll give you one, right? So, I'm gonna give you something that I like to do that you probably don't like to do. Hold on, let me see. I like to I like to travel. Do you like to travel?
yeah, I liked him.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this will match up, but I'll try it. So when you're traveling, would you say that you are like impatient when you travel?
No,
Okay.
no,
I would not say that I'm impatient when I travel. Do you know why I'm not impatient when I travel?
because you're patient.
No, because I'm enjoying the experience of traveling.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
But so
it's a whole experience when I'm traveling. I'm
let's
really
break
having.
it down. Let's break it
Go ahead.
down to the opposite. Like, what's something that you don't enjoy doing?
Something I don't enjoy doing. I don't enjoy working. Okay. So like for example, today when I was at work. I mean, I like my job as far as like I like the people there. It's an easy job. It doesn't really require me to do too much. Right. But I don't like stuff like I'm trying to think. What don't I like doing? It's hard to really think of.
Exactly. Patient people, it's hard for them to find stuff that they don't like doing
No,
because
it's I don't like moving stuff that I when I don't want to do it. Stuff like that. Like if somebody said, "Oh, we need help cleaning out all of this storage space," I'll be like, "Damn." I'll be like, "Damn." I'm like, "Can I leave? Can I go get out of here?" I just
yeah, but
like I'll be like, "I'd rather be anywhere else than here." Like it's I have
yeah,
moments
but
like
you don't
that.
make a scene. Like I'm sure you're still go with the flow.
Yeah, but I'm still suffering on the inside.
Yeah, but so
I
people
got you right here. The Lighthouse. I hated watching that movie. I
yeah, but
absolutely
Marv, but watching it, nobody would be able to tell that you weren't because you were still, you weren't moving. And I'm not saying that that's saying that you enjoyed it. I'm saying that impatient people a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times physically you can see it where they're like they're just like either constantly moving, they're
I,
constantly
I
saying
I
things.
agree with you, right? But I've also learned as I've gotten older that like I used to do that, what you just referred to, right? And when I did it, I noticed that it had like negative like reactions, like consequences,
Oh yeah.
like me being a stick in the mud, like gave me backlash. So then I learned that I have to have the emotional IQ to be like, all right, you have to behave yourself. Just because you probably are not in the mood or whatever, you have to still, be polite and respectful and just act like you have some type of class to you. So I just stopped doing that. Like I used to be like, I never forget. It was this one time my mom and dad went on a vacation, and like I didn't know about it. I wasn't like privy to it. It was like something they did on their own. They just left and they dropped us off with a friend of the family. And we went with her kids and stuff. And mind you, I liked her that family and everything like that. It was cool. But I had ideas of what I wanted to do that weekend. Mind you, I was young. I was like 8 or 9, right? But I remember this because this whole weekend I was just an a-hole. This whole weekend I was just a douchebag. I don't even I couldn't even tell you why. I just didn't want to be there, and everybody knew it, and it was a big problem. It was so bad that people at the church knew about it. People like everybody just was like, yeah, he was just acting up this weekend. Like I
Yeah,
didn't like
but you were also eight or nine. I mean,
I know, but is one thing I can think of that like that this demonstrates what I'm talking about. So while doing this, right? Once that was over with, I was able to realize because when my parents came home, they were furious. I mean, furious. And like, it wasn't until not after my punishment and like I reflected because I'm a big reflector, even back then when I was a kid.
Me too.
And I kind of like paid attention to all the like I got like certain looks that I got from people at church. I like people who like knew my mom and like who knew me really well. Like they just like the way I acted, I realized it wasn't okay, it wasn't appropriate. So going forward, not just in that situation, others too, but I just learned to collect that data in my brain, like, oh, this is not how you act. This is not how you operate. So whenever I do feel impatient, you still can't show it. You can't like act out. There's a lot of times where I feel like I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. But if you have to do it or you're stuck doing it, the best thing you do is just try to like at least throw in a positive attitude and just kind of like power through it. Like I always say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Like just try to make something out of it, or just try to like kind of disappear in my own brain. Like a lot of times when I'm doing something I don't like, I just try to like just forget that I'm doing it and just act like I'm doing something else in my head, and I just over time I get through it.
We'll get to the comments now, but I just want to say everything you just said confirms as to why I still say that you're a very patient person.
Oh
And
gosh.
I guarantee you, if I were to ask right now in the Airbnb group chat, is Marv patient? Yes or
I don't,
no?
I don't, I don't want you to do
I
that because I don't want attention on me. I
I'm
want.
not going to, but I guarantee you, every single person would say, "Yeah, of course he's patient. Marv is go with the flow." Like, of course,
Mm.
nobody, and I mean nobody, is like, you know something. Marv gives. I'm not going to say the person's name. Marv gives vibe assassin. You know who I'm talking about? Vibe assassin vibes.
Well, but look at
Um,
that though, right? But I looked at what he did, and I make sure to not ever do it.
Me too.
You
Me
see,
too.
because that's what I'm talking about. He was unself aware, and I realized as I've gotten older that self awareness is critical.
Oh, I mean, self awareness is very important,
Yeah.
but it also builds character, and it I think builds patience too.
Oh gosh, you're not gonna let it go.
Marv, I'm you know what? I'll do it on a smaller scale. When Nicolette wakes up tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, Nicolette, Marv, is he impatient? She's gonna probably roll her eyes and say, no, what kind of idiotic thing is that? Why would you think that? I'm gonna be like, Marv and I
Well,
had a 20-minute discussion on live stream. Is how he says he's impatient.
I would like to say that I'm actually very impatient. Like
Okay.
it's I would say I am chronically impatient.
I want
I
to
just
see. I want to
I
see
just
the
don't
comments because I guarantee you they're all going to say the same thing. Where it's like,
is am I not am I patient or am I just good at showing how impatient that I am? Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I think that you're very patient, Marv.
Okay, we'll see what the
Literally,
comments say.
literally, if I am 5 minutes late to picking you up, I'm like, oh, Marv, I'm sorry. And you're like, dude, it's cool. Like, I was just like vibing. I was
Do
just
do you
chilling out, taking in
do
the
you
environment.
do you know why?
Why? Because internally you're like, I can't believe he's 5 minutes late.
No, because I know that I'm late sometimes, and I know that might suck. So me knowing that, I'm just like I'm late sometimes. So if you're late, I'm like, hey, at least it was you and not me. That's that's what I usually say.
By the way, Ace Plus also says, I think the whole visual novel is 43 plus hours. I've only done the first hour so far. It's so interesting. Oh, wow. It's a long time. Bootzilla, never been to Philly, even though I'm a Sixers fan, in full tank mode for Cooper Flag.
Well, listen, they have $5 tickets. You need to get over here.
Bootzilla, if you're ever in the area, Marv and I'll grab a non alcoholic beer. Marv will grab 20 alcoholic beers. Um,
I actually haven't drunk a beer like that. I mean, I haven't been drinking like that, Chad. You know what's crazy? I've actually cut out a lot of bread.
really?
Mhm. I was noticing I was eating a lot of Little Caesars, and I was like, no, I got to stop. So now I'm just trying to eat a lot of chicken. I'm trying to eat a lot of chicken, a lot of eggs right now.
Smart.
But it probably might
Terrible
change
time to
though.
get into eggs, but it's still a good protein. Chicken's excellent. So,
Mm.
Bootzilla also says definitely getting a cheesesteak if I ever visit Philly. First thing for sure.
For sure, you have to get
Marv
one.
Marv is going to give you an amen there. Ace
Chad
Plus.
needs to have. You need to have one, Chad.
I mean, I you're gonna hate this. Let me get back to this comment. You're gonna hate this, but I'll have a cheesesteak, but it just doesn't have the cheese, so it's just a steak sandwich.
I mean, can you have like a certain type of cheese, like dairy free cheese, or that's stupid?
No, I mean I've had vegan cheese before, and
Yeah.
it's
Would you do
fine.
that? Would you do that?
Yeah, I mean I've done. There's a place near me that has like a vegan cheesesteak of sorts, and instead of cheese, it's like a cashew sauce that's like emulating cheese. It's really
So,
good, really good.
here's how you do it, right? So you could get a cheese steak, and you can just bring the cashew sauce. So let's say you go to a Jim Steaks, right? And they ask you how you want it to be made. You like, listen, I don't want no cheese on it, please, right? I'll have whatever else, just no cheese. I'm dairy free or whatever. And they'll be like, all right, cool. And they'll make the cheesesteak, and then when you get it, you can just put the cashew, whatever that stuff is, on it, and just
Yeah,
have the cheesesteak. Would you try that?
yeah. I mean, I might. I mean, I will say I've limited. I think we've talked about this before. I have limited my red meat intake.
I
I'm
know it's once a
actually.
month.
Hmm?
It was once a month, right?
Pretty much. I did at one point have it where it was like twice a month, like 2, 3 times, but I have cut back a lot with that. In fact, I've cut back a lot of meat. Like I think right now I'm salmon and chicken are like the two things in terms of meats that I've been eating.
Will you pull out your once a month or once every 2 month card for this cheesesteak?
I mean, I might, yeah, I might. Maybe next time we hang out.
Cheesesteak, man, is good. I mean, I'll put it to you this way though: you will have the itis. I'll just tell you that right now.
Oh gosh.
You know what the itis is,
Um,
don't you?
sort of.
It's gonna put you to sleep. That's what a cheesesteak does.
Oh, so it's like very high calorie.
I guess if that's what that is.
Usually, yeah. If something's high calorie or high in sugar, your body.
Well, I'll put it to if you eat the whole thing, which I expect you to do, it'll put you to sleep.
Oh, you
Or
want me to?
of course, yeah, you have to eat the whole thing. That's what I do. Like I don't get why you would save it. Like especially you in your case, because you can only have it once a month.
Well, the reason why, ideally, like for example, and I'll do this, you'll see this over the summer.
Mm.
If the once or twice a year I get Wawa, what I usually do is I'll get, what is it? I think it's a 10 inch, right? I think it's 10 inches.
Yeah,
What I usually do is I'll get that. It's only $1 or $2 more. And what I do is when it's split in half, I'll have the one half for lunch, and then I'll have the other half for dinner.
yeah.
Um, by the way, Ace says, "What shows are you watching currently, Chad?" I am watching a lot. Let me actually get my sheet because I have a lot to write down. I'm watching The Sopranos. I'm at season 2, episode 10. I'm at Yellowstone, season 5, episode 10. My wife and I actually just watched episode 9. White Lotus, week to week. Got the season 3 finale Sunday. The Righteous Gemstones, I'm watching. I'm on season 4, episode 5, which is starting on Sunday. The Studio, I'm on episode 4, which is next week. Shaun the Sheep, I'm at season 2, episode 5. Louis, I'm at season 3, episode 1. Banshee, still have the season 4 finale. And then this month, I'll be watching The Last of Us week to week, or I'll be watching week to week. And then I stumbled across a TV show called Common Side Effects on HBO. Seems really interesting. Probably going to check out relatively soon. And then I also have Severance and Police Squad I'm planning to check out. So a lot of TV shows. It's honestly very hard to balance all those shows. Andrew Lay, by the way, finally found a Wes Anderson movie I didn't like, Darjeeling Limited. Holy cow, I was not expecting that. I actually really like that film. But to be fair, I can also really relate to that film because I'm one of 3 brothers, and the whole estrangement aspect I was especially able to relate to. Ace Plus Chat and Marv using the term cooked is so funny to me. I only use it because Marv does. I follow his lead with that. Andrew Lay, I'm still reeling from Marv's come to Chad's mouth. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that comment either. Believe me. Like when I heard him, I was like, okay, all right. We
Yeah,
didn't get a
sorry.
pause. Okay.
I really I should I that was yeah my brother would have fried me for that one.
I hope your brother tunes in at some point with that comment.
Because usually what happens is I'll say something and I'll say something and be like, pause. What did you just say? I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's funny, but it's always funny to catch him because like it's just how you caught me right there. Like I'll catch you and then I'll be like, damn, Chad, that's what you do.
That's yeah. Ace
My,
Plets, that was funny. Bootzilla says, good for you, Marv, as far as the job. That's awesome. Agreed. Ace Plets is such a cool job, Marv. I could see how you would be good at that. You bring such a good presence. See? Not the
oh,
only one.
his parents think so too. Um,
I,
uh,
I saw you calm him down, like when he was like freaking out, and you were like,
Well, his parents said that me and my cousin are the only ones that like are do well with him. Like everybody else, he ran everybody else off, and we're just like, how this dude?
and I wonder why. Could it
I'm
be
like,
that other people? Could it be that other people were impatient and that you were patient?
I mean,
Hmm.
I guess you could probably say that, but all we do is
Yeah.
when he's acting crazy, we just tune him out. We just don't pay him no mind. We're like, yeah, whatever, bro. Like I don't even like I don't that's what I'm not seeing. Because I've heard horror stories about the last guy that he had, Vernon, and like Vernon wanted to throw hands with him. I'm just like, why? Like, just put him in the backseat when he's like, I want to get on the trampoline. Ah! I'm literally like, oh, okay. Like, I don't even care. I'm just like, I'm getting paid. Like in my mind, I'm like, I'm getting paid for this. This is excellent. I don't know how that's not like like resonate with nobody. Like it's so, like this is easy compared to like my job. Let's say for round one, for example, right? At round one, I have to clean toilets, I have to clean trash cans, I have to throw out trash, I have to clean break rooms, I have to clean up after people, I have to vacuum, all that other stuff, right? And that's why I want to feel like I'm about to leave it because I only do it for 2 days, right? But I just do it because it helps me with my saving, right, for this crib.
Right.
But compared to like my manager at round one before he left, he said, dude, you can get a job making twice the money here doing half the work. And he was right. I don't do any work. Like you say I calm him down. I'm like, it's nothing to calm him down. Look, yo, come here real quick. Yo, chill. You want 100 cards? Yes. All right, go sit down real quick. That's it. That is light. I don't do like I'm not cleaning no toilets. I ain't cleaning nothing up. All I gotta do is make when he scream, you wanting a snack? Yes. Here you go. That's it. That is it.
But some people wouldn't even have patience for that. You got to give yourself some credit.
When you put it in perspective, when you put it in
Speaking
perspective,
of which, Andrew Lay says Marv should be Ari Aster's therapist, which I agree with. Bootzilla also says, I definitely don't have the patience. I'd be ready to snap on someone. Say, Marv?
I just think that when you just put in perspective, that all goes out the window because he's literally paying me. Like I'm getting paid by this guy. Like I'm just like, hey, scream all you want.
Ace Pellets, even if you enjoy something, you can still be impatient. For example, let's say someone loves a show, but a lot of people won't have the patience to sit there and binge the entire thing. I mean,
That is ridiculous. I think.
I
Really?
mean, the thing about binge watching, one of the
Ready?
reasons why I don't really binge watch, it's not necessarily a patience thing. It's more so a time frame type thing. Especially if I've seen the show before. If I've seen the show before and I know that there's going to be 4 or 5 episodes that you need to watch straight through, I need to make sure that I set the time for that. So time can go into that. Oh, Film Kid was in the chat. He says I have to go to bed because I got school tomorrow. I also have a science test, so I got to get even more rest. But just want to stop by so you know I'm still alive. Good to hear from you, Film Kid.
Good to hear from you, film kid.
Good luck with the test, by the way.
Good luck with the test.
And also, Ace Blood says that good luck with your test. Andrew Lay, Mars work is cool, but do Chad and Sergey have day jobs? I'm convinced they don't exist outside of YouTube and Letterboxd. Yes, we both do. So Sergey works for Papa Bezos, and unironically, I work for a cleaning company. So I'm a germaphobe, so it's kind of it's very perfect, honestly, for me. But yeah, I have a 40-hour Monday to Friday type job, so that's why you'll see usually on Thursday to Sunday. That's when you'll see on Letterbox my time rise up. But also you'll see a lot of stuff on YouTube because I plan ahead, like quite a bit. I have videos that are set for next year already because you never know what might happen.
Huh?
So
I think that light bulb blew out.
Ace
Okay.
Pletz says Marv seems patient to me. I agree.
Huh? No.
Godzilla never heard Marv raise his voice on here or cuss.
Well,
Could
I'm
be
trying to
wrong.
miss it. Okay.
Ace Pletz, I'm the type of person if someone's late, I'm just chill about it. Same with Marv and myself. Ace, I would consider myself patient. Yeah, I would say so. Ace Pletz, what would be your guys' favorite thing to eat? That's a good question. I think for me, salmon might be my favorite. It's hard. Like in terms of salty food, I would say yeah, probably salmon.
Well, I
What about
mean,
you, Marv?
I don't have a favorite. I just have a bunch of favorites, and I'll say Jamaican food. I would say
Jamaican
Span-
food's good.
Spanish food, Mexican food, soul food, seafood. I love it all. Breakfast food, Chinese food. Oh my gosh,
It's
I love
fair.
it all. I love it all, dude. I'm so hungry. I need food now.
Marv, that doesn't look like chicken.
That's all that's in front of me right now. Don't worry. I'm gonna wow on a little bit.
What are you gonna get at Wawa?
Um, I'm probably gonna get either a hoagie or maybe a quesadilla. One or the other. I got this right here. Hold on. Here we go. I got a bunch of these. So when
Is
I
that
drink,
what is that?
it's like a iced coffee. Hold on. I was looking around for Starbucks. I had like 20 of these in the fridge.
Oh no.
I love those. They're delicious.
It has like 50 to 60 grams of sugar.
Probably yeah. Probably. Well,
You should get unsweetened
ill.
coffee.
Leave me alone. I'm about to hang up.
It's better
Ill.
for you. You get more nutrients, no sugar.
I'll also be disgusted. It's like
Oh,
you want me to drink
you,
the lighthouse of coffees.
no, it's not it at all. Have you ever had black coffee?
It's disgusting.
So you've had it?
Yes,
You
it's
gotta have the
terrible.
right kind. Have you ever had Starbucks black coffee?
It is terrible. I'm trying to tell you.
What about La Colombia black coffee?
It's all bad. It's bad. It's undrinkable.
If that was the case, there wouldn't be people that drink it black.
I can't do it. It's undrinkable for me. It's disgusting.
Bootzilla says also RIP Val Kilmer. Not sure if you mentioned that at the beginning of the show. I didn't, but yeah, it is sad. I mean, it was one of those things when I heard the news, it was like expected because he had throat cancer, but it's still a shame. It is sad. And he was so young. He was 65.
I want
Ace
to point
Plus
out,
says
65 is not young.
for nowadays, sure it is.
No, it's not. It's right on cue, if we're being honest.
Most people, especially nowadays, it's like 80s.
Well, I hope so, but I mean, I lost my grandma at 66, so it's pretty much. I mean, I definitely think that she got the straight end of the stick, but I didn't cry about it too much. I just I just wish that she had a couple more years, but I miss her.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. Ace Plus, yeah, it can definitely be a time thing as well. Yep. Ace Plus, wow, Chad, I never knew you were working as well. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wake up really early. I mean, my schedule, I normally wake up at like 5:15, 5:45, go on the treadmill 2.5 miles. And then I work either 7:30 or 8 a.m. till 4:30. So yeah, so that's one of the reasons why a lot of times communication wise, I like to think that I'm really good at communication, but usually around those hours, it can just be kind of spotty because I'm working. But yeah, I love my job. I'm glad that I went from collections to the job that I have now, and I'm glad that I did collections when I did. But I am so glad that I have this job now. Angela, Papa Bezos, LMAO. Yeah, I always joke around with Sergey about that, like calling him Papa Bezos, because I think it's hilarious too. Bootzilla Doritos. Best food is in Studio Ghibli movies, says Andrew Lay. Ace Flets Marv just grabbing a full. Can't go wrong with Doritos or Fritos at this time of night. Bootzilla. Andrew Lay, I eat Doritos with chopsticks because I'm a germaphobe like Chad. That's actually hilarious. Oh, this is great. Ace Palettes. Marv saying he wants to lose weight, meanwhile grabbing a full bag of Doritos and having a full sugary coffee from Starbucks.
Yeah, you got me.
And look, Ace, I always give him advice too.
Oh yeah.
Like, for example, y'all might have thought that I was drinking some what are those lemon and lime drinks, but what I actually, this video is sponsored by this, by the way. I'm drinking, it's called Slice. So Slice is emulating soda, but what it's made from is prebiotic fiber, prebiotic and probiotic fiber. So it's good for your gut. Sugar, it's only 4 grams. Most soda, you add a 0 to that. And you actually are getting fiber, 5 grams of fiber. It's also made from, let me go back. Yeah, prebiotic fiber, probiotic fiber. Yeah. So it's good. I'll have it like every now and then, but yeah. Doritos. Look, I used to drink back in the day. I used to drink soda. I used to love Doritos. Like I'm talking when I was like 12 or 13. Like that was my stuff, but I haven't had Doritos since then, and same with like soda. So it's been a long time for both. Godzilla, Ace Plex. It's like getting a meal at McDonald's with a Diet Coke. Sounds like our president.
You couldn't help yourself.
I couldn't. I couldn't. We talk about cheetah dust. That I'll also bring that up. Ace Plus. I'm glad you enjoy your job, Chad. Does Sergey like his? I'll plead the fifth for now. It's complicated. I'll say that. I'll say for right now, he's liking the fact that he is off for 3 weeks because he's in Japan. Ace Plus, Chad. I think the drink you're thinking of is Sprite. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, like I'm sure people were like, oh, like if people don't know me, they just see this. They're like, oh, he's drinking a Sprite. But I'm not. I'm drinking called Slice. So I'll drink this, and then the poppy drinks, I'll also drink those sometimes. So they both do have some added sugar. It's like a couple grams though, as opposed to if you drink soda, it's usually like 50 grams of added sugar, and they don't have fiber. Like they don't have any nutritional value. Sorry, tongue tied. Andrew, like old joke, but you should buy the coffee they sell on the Truman Show, Marv. Oh gosh,
I've seen the Truman Show.
No, he's talking about the coffee that they sell on the show.
Oh, I
like
forgot.
where Laura Linney, where she just will stop and just start like advertising it.
That's a good movie. That's a really good movie. His love interest in that movie is beautiful. She's literally like next level gorgeous. She doesn't look the same, by the way.
Really?
She doesn't look anything like how she used to look, and it's very upsetting.
She was also in Solaris, the remake with George Clooney.
That movie sucks.
I love it.
It is one of the first movies to get a D cinema score. It is hilarious.
I love it. I've seen it 3 times. Beautiful score. Cliff Martinez.
How could you love it if you've only seen it 3 times?
Mark, you gotta keep in mind, you and I have different styles. I watch a lot of movies.
But still, you only seen it 3 times. How could you say you love it?
3 times is a lot.
No, it's not.
Marv, 3 times is a lot.
It's really not.
Especially considering that I first saw it in 2022. So three times in the span of
3 years.
4. That's a lot. Yeah, that's like once a year.
That's not a lot. I watch my favorite movie like at least like every couple months.
No, I don't do that.
I saw How to Be Single. I think the last time I saw How to Be Single was in September, if I'm not mistaken, or probably once after that. But it's been about.
There's too many movies that on back order that I still have to watch. Then there's movies that come out, and then on top of that, I own over 500 movies like on my Blu-ray collection. So it's like it's very difficult to rewatch, especially since like a film like Solaris, if I owned it on Blu-ray, if they actually had a Blu-ray, maybe it would be more, but it's not. So, but yeah, I really like Solaris quite a bit. It's one of my favorite Steven Soderbergh films. I think it's very underappreciated. But going back to Truman Show, she's in that, and yeah, she's great in both. Oh, by the way, Ace Bloods asked Marv, have you been watching anything recently, like TV show wise?
Coach Prime, uh, movie wise, I was watching. What did I watch? A movie. I saw Nora. I love the Nora.
Good
Um,
movie.
Great movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's good.
Uh, Great movie. You're tripping. What
It's
else
good.
did I? Shut up. What else did I
It's
watch?
not called
Um,
Great Nora. It's called Nora. It's good.
it's called Great Honor, and she looked very beautiful too. Um, I was supposed to watch Back in Action, The Electric State, and something else too.
I've seen both of those.
Didn't like them, I guess.
I was just put it to you this way: they're treadmill movies.
Well, I'm interested. I'm very interested in Electric State. Back in Action, I have to watch because I love Jamie Foxx and I love Cameron Diaz. And I'm trying to think of something. It was something else from 25 that I wanted to watch. I'm trying to think though. I
Oh,
missed
Tyler
the.
Perry's new movie,
My grandma told me to watch it.
dude. You gotta watch it.
I am. I am. I
The
am.
third act.
Oh, that.
The third.
Actually, that's the crazy part. So to answer your question, as far as a show, I watch Beauty in Black. I adore that show, and I want to say that it is not a good show. Nobody who loves this show or anybody who watches it thinks it's an actual good show. Well, yes, it is people who actually think that, but when they say good, they just mean it's very entertaining. It's a very entertaining show. It's a very engaging, entertaining show, and it's very hilarious. It's very amusing, but it's like it's not peak Tyler Perry's new Tyler Perry. I don't know what he's on. I don't know what happened to him, but he is letting his freak flag fly. It is hilarious.
Oh, it's amazing. Like that. What was the movie? Back in Black.
Div-
I forget what it was called, but
Divorce in Black.
yeah, the coffin one where they just take the coffin and they come out. I was like, what is happening? I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah,
I literally said in my review for his new movie, I'm like, it's bad, but at least they didn't take a coffin like from a wedding. Like I mean, not a wedding, a funeral. There was a funeral going on, and I was half expecting them to take the coffin away, but they didn't. I was like, that was close because that was just like a what is going on type moment.
but I know. So here's the problem, right? Divorce in Black is terrible. It is absolutely god awful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, but it's still funny. Like it's so bad, it's funny. So like I can't say it's not providing value. Same thing with Beauty in Black. Now Beauty in Black is better from a production value standpoint. Story wise, the story is fine with Beauty in Black. At least I think so. It's very soap opera-y. The problem is the acting and the writing is just terrible. It's just bad. But it's so entertaining and so bad that you just can't help but just be into it. Like, yo, this movie, this show is stupid and it's awesome. This is what I always meant when I already told you about. You always try to like get on me about 50 Shades Darker, right? I've always said, right, the 50 Shades books and the movies, they're not particularly I guess good stories, but they're just so absurd that you just can't help but be like, what? That was the whole appeal of it in the first place. That's why they became so popular because people just kind of like got into it. Nobody thinks that. I don't personally think that they deserve to be in anybody's like the books I'm talking about. They don't deserve to be like anybody's like top 10 books, like scholastically or anything like that. No, but they are so absurd and so gleefully entertaining that you just roll with it. Like I don't think 50 Shades of Darkness is getting nominated for an Oscar. I'd never tell you that. But do I love it? Is that my favorite movie of that year? Absolutely. I will die on a hill saying that is the most entertaining movie I have seen from that year. I will always say that. That is the one movie I watched out of that whole year where I watched, I'm like, I cannot believe what is happening. This is not, they did not just say that. They did not just do that. What? Like, that's how I felt. Mind you, we're talking about Get Out. We're talking about Kong Skull Island. Last Jedi, which sucks. Guardians 2, Dunkirk. So many movies came out that year. That was good. That was the one time where I felt like, oh yeah, this is I'm hitting my quota today. And every time I watched, I'm like, man, this movie is absurd. It's so silly, but you just roll with it because it knows what it is. And that was always my argument. And Beauty and Black, Chad, you think Divorcing the Black had you like, what is happening, Chad? It is so absurd. I'll just give you. My mom turned it off after this. Listen, the mom is sleeping with some dude, right? And
Right.
then I think she finds out that like if everybody finds out that she's sleeping with him, she's gonna lose her shares to the company. So she has two goons come into the room after she was like sleeping with him. Like he was on the couch, like, baby, I love you too, but you're gonna take my shares away. So she said, you got to stand in the bag right there. But no, please stand in the bag right now. Control yourself, right? They put him in the bag. Bop, shoot him. Oh, well, it's time to go to church. I'm just like, what? It's so much worse. Like the guy the guy, he's a pimp, right? But he's also like a high ranking cop. The girl keeps disobeying him. He says, if I have to come back over here, I'm gonna have to break my hand on your face. But she keeps disrespecting him, right? Like not outright, but like she keeps doing things to keep him having to come back to discipline her. And every time, oh, you must not appreciate my leniency. Get over here right now. Mm. Matter of fact, go stand up. Matter of fact, walk like a dog. Walk like a dog, woman, now. Yeah. And then drive off.
That sounds like 365 days almost, where it's
Oh
just
no!
like
It's so much worse. It's so much worse, and it's hilarious. It's so awesome. It's so bad. It's so, so bad. But it's so good because of it. I can't get enough. I can't wait to part two. I can't wait. Like as a matter of fact, you know what you need to do? I'm gonna implore you. I would actually pay you for this. I would pay you $5 an episode for this.
you want
You
me to
and
watch it over the morning show.
No, no, no. You have to watch a morning show. That's a bet. You're watching that, or I'm not watching Breaking Bad ever. So you can get that out your head. What I'm telling you is, you and the missus should watch this show off of two edibles. You will never be the same again. I'm trying to tell you. Chad, if you pop an edible and watch this show, you will literally be in heaven. Like you'll be like you'll roast the movie and you'll be like, what is happening? Like it's
It,
so
it it sounds more like hell though.
it's not. It's so funny. Like like you're watching it, right? First of all, like, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. So like story wise, I ate it up. Like from a story standpoint, I really got into the story. But the acting is so bad and the writing is so bad. Like it's just like ugh, right? But I don't know how to explain it other than it's just absurd. And if you watch it with your wife, you guys will be able to be like, what? Like you'll like Nicola will be like, dude, can we turn this off? This is god awful, right? But like my brother was like, this show is trash, right? But we keep watching it, and we were into it. We're like, what? No, like it's just so weird, Chad. Like what's something that happens in this show? So the guy, the kingpin is the guy who runs the hair company, and he goes to the strip club, right? But he doesn't. But he hates his son. He hates his son who's gay, but he secretly wants to be gay. So he goes to the strip club that his son goes to, right? And he has to hide from his son. But when like his son gets close to him, like when his son like almost catches him, he has to be like, "You gay son of a mother!" Like he's like, "You son of a b," and all. He starts cursing him out like, "You are the bane of my existence. I hate you. Everything about you is weak." But like it's like how he says it to him is like so like telegraphed. It's oh god, it's hilarious. He's like, "See,
By
you
the way, we have,
go
because
ahead,
we want to try to wrap up soon. We have a lot of comments to get through.
go ahead, go ahead."
Andrew laid to Papa Bezos. It isn't complicated. Andrew Lay didn't like Solaris either. Someone I think don't look as they used to as Clive Owen. He was in everything from 2006 to 2009. Agreed. Then he disappeared. He does interviews now and then. I'm like, wow, he looks so old. Yeah, I like Clive Owen too. Ace Plus, what movies have you been watching? Chat Ace, you got to get Letterboxd, then you can see what I'm watching. But I'll name the last 5 movies I've seen. So, the last 5 movies I saw was I rewatched Beauty and the Beast. I liked it. I watched Ariana Grande's short film, Brighter Days Ahead. Eh. Um, I rewatched The Insider. Excellent film, one of my favorite biopics. I watched Lucifer, which is an Indian cinema film in preparation for L2 Empurin, which is the sequel. And I watched that last night. I liked both. I actually just reviewed Empurin. I released it. Ace Plutz, what is both of your most rewatched films and shows? I don't know, honestly. It's very different for Marv and I. Marv will rewatch a film like 100 times versus I think usually films, even if I love it, usually it's like a dozen or so times just because I rewatch like so many different other films. Also, Andrew Lace is talking about Mikey Madison and Nora, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That news with Fincher directing the sequel with Brad Pitt coming back into Tarantino's script really got me shocked. Yeah, I was shocked by that too. I'm very curious if it's going to happen because I know Fincher gets attached to something and then usually falls out. But if it doesn't, I'm curious. Still don't know if it's April Fool's or not. Ace Plutz, if it was posted on April Fool's, it definitely is. The problem is CinemaCon happened, and CinemaCon is something that they release a lot of information, a lot of trailers and whatnot. So I do think that it is valid. I know John Wick 5 got announced as well. Angela, I think the actual April Fool's news I saw was Denis Villeneuve leaving Dune 3 after conflicts with Warner Brothers. Oh, no. I hope that's a joke because he's got to direct the third.
I think Doom 3 could be one of the greatest movies of all time, along with Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars.
I hope so. Ace Plus Chat, I don't know if you know, but Leftovers is either my number 1 or number 2. I don't know if I like it more than Mr. Robot or not. That's fair enough. They're both really good. You know me. Mr. Robot's my top. Oh, we have Ranjit Kumar. Hi, good morning from India. Good to hear from you, man. Hope you're doing well. Ace Plus, I tried edibles for the first time recently. I had 3, which is way too many. I was tripping so hard. Dude, that's wild. Yeah, no. You want to cut 1 in half. Just do 5 milligrams to start off.
No, how about you take 5 next time? Yeah.
Marv's advice to me the first time I tried it was take the whole bag. And I did not take his advice, of course. And I'm glad. I stick with 5.
You know 420's coming up.
Yeah, did you see when it's happening? Easter. Yeah.
I'm going to be high as a kite.
I can't because I'm going to be driving.
On the Easter?
Yes.
Why?
We're driving to Nicolette's family's house, so I'll be driving.
Will she be high?
I don't know, honestly. I know I can't.
Will you let her if she asks you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, she's not driving. If she was driving, then I would say, like, yeah, probably not.
But I'm saying, like just like at the house or driving with you, you'll be like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, if it's like an edible, not if it's like skunk or whatnot,
You a-hole. So if she tries to have a blunt, you're like, yeah, no.
Not in front of me. No, you can do that outside. I hate this smell. There's like certain smells that I don't like, and that's one of them. I'm just like, nah. It's just like food. Mayonnaise, that's one thing I absolutely hate with a passion. There's like certain things. Mayonnaise, skunk weed, the smell, and then I'm trying to think. There's a third one. I actually don't like the smell of cheese, believe it or not. I think cheese is.
I understand.
I think cheese is disgusting. I'm just gonna say it. I think it's
all cheese, like pepper jack cheese.
I mean, I don't want to be cheesist, but a lot of them that I've come across.
I understand, but I'm saying like some of them smell good, like queso cheese.
I'd have to get back to you on that.
I'll just put it in the no box.
Ace Blitz, you do need to get Letterboxd. 100%, dude. It's great. It's my favorite social media, hands down. As Butilla said, get on Letterboxd. It's great. It really is. And what's nice is they do have some TV shows. If it's limited, they do have TV shows, and they are planning to roll out. They are planning to roll out TV shows being on there too, like all TV shows. So, Ace Plus whole bag is actually insane. That's what I told Marv, but that's what Marv did one time.
I mean, listen, yeah. Like I actually recently I was with a friend of mine and we had like switched our rappers and uh that was awesome. We had the playlist ready. It was fantastic. Um I'm gonna try the whole bag on 420. That's for sure.
Well, if you recall, when we infamously saw Alien Romulus, you took a
hmm
50 milligram, and that was fine.
Yeah.
If you like, you were cooked. If you had
Oh,
taken a whole bag of 50 milligrams, dude, we'd have to take you to the ER.
I mean, listen, man, go broke or go home. I'm all or nothing. Right or wrong, black and white. You know how I go.
Oh my goodness! Don't worry, we're finding a middle ground.
Maximum impact, maximum effort, or nothing. You know how it goes. Zero to
Terrible.
100, 0 to 100.
No, it literally no. When you're driving, you
I'm
don't go.
about $1. I'm about $1. I'm not about 50 cents. Ha 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 ha.
You need 50 cents though. There's a lot of foods where it is like $5.50 or $4.50. We've talked about this. Ace Plus. That was my first time trying any drug. Wasn't personally a fan. Also tried vaping and drinking. Wasn't a fan, which is honestly probably good for my health. I've actually, just being honest, I've never drank before. I've never vaped. I
I think I gave up. I gave up vaping.
It's good. It's good. Honestly, both it's good to cut back on because they're both not good for your health. I mean, in terms of edibles, like the only reason why I do that is because it helps with psoriasis and it's also helping with anxiety.
And you
And
love it. Just keep it
no,
there.
no, no, I do like it, but what got me interested in trying it was those health benefits. And I
I'm not.
just do it. If I do it, it's like once a week or once every couple of weeks
Why?
because I work a full time job, Marv.
So what does that do? Anything? You're not there every day. You're not there all day. You do go home at the end of the
Yeah, I
day.
mean, I go home, but I also have to, I do like chores around the house or I have other stuff. It's like I'm trying to think. No, you haven't seen me in full mode like that. I'm very, very, very like relaxed. Like I just want to whatever task I'm doing, I need to focus on that 100%. So, and I know that about myself, which is why I'm just like, all right, no. Angela, what's your letterbox at Bootzilla? Bootzilla, a white person not liking mayonnaise. You'd have to watch Undercover Brother. You get that joke? I've seen Undercover Brother. I did a doubleheader. I watched Undercover Brother last year, and then I watched Black Dynamite. And Undercover Brother thought it was okay. Black Dynamite, amazing film. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, I hate mayonnaise with a passion. Like it's disgusting. Like first of all, it looks like cum for crying out loud. Um, Second of all, from what I recall, never mind. Pause. Um, it's just terrible. Like it is terrible. I didn't like it as a kid, and like I would probably throw up now if I tried it. Like it is disgusting. I can respect other people enjoying it, but I hate it. I really do. So I haven't had it in years for that reason. Absolutely, yikes. Godzilla, Kurt's horror at Ace Bloods. Yes. Andrew, I'm going to follow everyone in chat. It's called LOL. Letterbox is so weird though because I remember Andrew. I don't know if you remember, but I remember I went to your profile and I saw like that I was following you, but then you weren't following me, and I was like, wait a minute, what the heck? I was like, what happened? But I then I then unfollowed you and then followed you again, and then like you followed me back. So I was like, okay, so everything's cool and everything. But I think that there are some like bugs with Letterbox sometimes. At least that's from what I've noticed. Andrew, like, still don't know which one of Marv to follow. He has two.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you which one to follow, man. I'm sorry.
Marv, we got to get you back into using it, bro.
I don't really see the point of me using it. I don't write reviews.
You don't have to. You log them.
I've logged a lot. Like I've logged a lot of movies on there. I've logged so many. I don't know if I can log anymore.
No, you can. That's the nice thing is that you can log it as many times as you want, like a
But I think
movie.
I've all the movies I've seen. I logged.
Bootzilla, keep getting Andrew and Ace mixed up.
Oh,
Ice Splats, if I only had half of an edible, would the side effects not be as bad? I mean, the 3 edibles, depending also on how many milligrams it was, like that's especially if it was your first time, like that's not good. Yeah, you can ask me about that stuff, especially on the side. Like if you have any questions about it, I would say do half. It's a lot easier to gauge how you'll react. I mean, I know people that are like Mar, where it's like huff and puff, and when they do an edible, it's like they do 5 milligrams. So yeah, doing
5. I'm doing 20.
you're different, Mar. You were cooked, bro. You were cooked. You like that was wild. Like your I'll never forget that your eyes were like. I was like, is he good? Like I thought you were really enjoying Alien Romulus because of just how
No,
cooked you were.
that movie sucks. I'm gonna watch it again though. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna have a marathon of an Alien and Predator. So I'm
You
gonna watch.
should maybe sober you'll like it.
I thought about that, but you forget, man. The problem with that movie was the acting and the writing. I thought the acting and writing was terrible. I really did. I thought it was bad. And why I didn't like it is because I didn't think it was entertaining. Like remember I just told you, Beauty in Black is terrible, but Beauty in Black is also entertaining as well. I didn't find Alien Romulus entertaining at all. Like I tried to get on board with it, and I was like, at first, it took about like a half hour to figure out what was wrong. I was like, wow, I'm not really into this, and I'm trying to figure out like what's wrong with it. And about like probably 30 minutes in, 40 minutes in, I was like, oh, the writing and acting is terrible. And I was just, which also might mean the
Which
direction was terrible
for
too.
context, guys, Marv was convinced that I was going to hate the movie with a burning passion.
I really did.
And we came out of it. I was sober. I enjoyed it. And I turned
I,
to Marv. I was like, "Hey, I enjoyed it." And he was like, "That movie was terrible." And I was like, "Yo, I was not expecting
I
that."
hated the ending. I hated all the characters. Like it was just like for me, like I remember like it was like their line delivery sucked. Everybody was trash. What her name? Kaylee Spaney. I don't want to be mean, but I thought that she was terrible. Like she read like she read her lines. She delivered her lines like she was reading in fourth grade. And I was just like, no. Then you have the black robot dude, whatever. He
You might not
sucked
want
too.
to hear this, but a lot of that does stem from directing.
What do you mean?
I mean, at the end of the day, an actor can try to give a performance a certain way, but at the end of the day, it's the director that gives the go ahead. Like, yeah, this is good with what you're doing. I like
Oh no
this.
no.
This
So
is
I'll
good.
give you that. That's why I said it might be the directing too. I just said that. I just said directing probably was the culprit, and I just thought that it was not executed because Fede Alvarez, Evil Dead doesn't. I don't know if it counts because it's his first movie and it's kind of like a B movie, right? Kind of schlocky on purpose. So you kind of like that. You don't notice that stuff in that type of movie, all right? But I did notice it. You do notice that, like in that movie, like some of the dialogue is kind of like wonky. But it's like I just said, it's like a B horror movie. So you like it's a part of the charm. With that, I was just like, oh no, this sucks. I mean, now I was happy that it was successful. I'm glad that people liked it. I personally hated it. I was very disappointed. I waited so long for that movie. I hope they make another one, and I hope they make it better. And Godspeed to everybody who's involved in it. I want Fede Alvarez to continue to be successful. I hope he goes back to horror. I feel like he's better there. Um, I liked his dragon tattoo thing. I like that. I know you did not, but I liked it. But even in that movie, bad line delivery, very awkward dialogue. For whatever reason, I just liked it though. You know why I liked it? It was fast paced and not boring.
Angel All Good Fallen, Black Dynamite, so good. Yes, I recommended that to Marv actually. It's a great film.
Hmm
Ace Fletch chat using pause. Chad, I would love for you to get the app serialized. It's like Letterboxd, but for TV shows. I have a lot of stuff on it. I thought about it. I use IMDb for logging things. Ace Bless, thanks for the information, Chad. Of course, man. Angela, sorry at Bootzilla, but there are a lot of Sweetie Man in your Letterboxd top 4. LOL. Bootzilla, huh? Angela, not sure what that means. Ace Bless, I just had half a minute. Well, let's see what happens. Oh my goodness.
You should take two. Take two, Ace.
No, do not listen. No, Mark.
Please,
Half an edible.
please listen to me.
No.
You will have a great time. Take two and then go put on Family Guy. You'll have a wonderful evening.
No.
I promise. Chad can't say that. I promise.
I think 5 is fine with me. 5 is completely fine with me.
Take two, right? Take two and watch Family Guy. You'll have a blast.
No. Just no. Patience. Actually, okay. You know what? You might be right, Marv. This might be an example of impatience. I'm patient, so I actually like the whole effect of where it's like, okay, is it going to hit hour 1, hour 2, hour 3? You want it to happen like quick. So you might be right about the patience.
I told you when it comes to movies, like I need that action. Like let's jump into it. I don't have that time for that snail's pace nonsense. Like let's
Character development, nuances in the writing.
First of all, you can do that with good pacing too. It's called a Dead Man's Chest. Hello, Die Hard. Hello. Like these are all movies where you had good pacing and you got to the point and you still had character development and introduction and all of that stuff. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Andrew Lay, Apocalypse Now, Sweaty Soldiers, Shawshank, Sweaty Prisoners, Pulp Fiction, Sweaty Gangsters, Sweaty Man, Sweaty Cheers. Oh, I see what he's doing. Ace Pletz, I ain't gonna have to. Smart. Let me know what you're gonna watch if you need any movie recommendations, because I have plenty. I actually have a private list of movies that I'm intending to watch that way.
I should go see Minecraft.
I mean, I will say there was one movie I saw in theaters. It was called Ash, and yeah, once I hit streaming, Marv, I would definitely recommend you take an edible and watch it.
Are you going to watch Minecraft?
Minecraft.
It came out today.
Oh, is that the Jack Black movie?
Me and Jason Momoa.
Not in theaters, no.
That's sad. They said it's really good. And then also A Hell of a Summer.
What is it?
Hell of a Summer, directed by Finn Wolfhard.
I don't know, actually.
Look at you. You're just turning down movies now. You sound like Marv.
No, I mean, I've seen a decent amount of movies this year so far, but it's not that I'm not going to watch them. I'm just not going to watch them in theaters. Like, I'm not Minecraft.
What?
No.
Oh, what happened to old Chad? Give every movie a chance. Remember that?
I am giving it a chance. I never said I wasn't going to watch it. It's just I'm not going to
No,
watch
you
it
used to
in
go
theaters.
see. You used to go see all these movies in theaters. Now you're being very selective. I find it very peculiar.
No, I've always had it where I know that I have 3 slots a week to see movies. And a lot of times there's like 5, 6 movies that comes out. So there's always going to be movies that I have to watch at the library. And
So did you fill up your slots this week?
of course.
So
Let me ask you this. Do you think I should watch Minecraft over Warfare?
Warfare is next week.
Yeah. The way the slots work is that it's Friday to Thursday.
Oh. But you could have went today. Obviously you didn't go, but you could have went today.
No, I could have. My wife and I we were planting seeds and soil in the backyard.
So what's taking your 3 slots next week?
Next week, I have. As soon as I say these titles, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah," and I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I told you, Marv." So I got Warfare drop, which I'm very excited about.
In the
And
amateur.
then there's an indie film called Sacramento.
You're skipping the amateur?
No. I'm watching I'm going to be watching the amateur, but I'm watching that with my dad. So I have to look at his schedule. So it might be the following week with that.
So I already know that you're going to skip the entire summer movie season. You're not going to be watching Thunderbolts because you hate geek stuff. You're going to not watch Final Destination 6 because you hate horror movies. You're not
What are
going
you
to
talking about? When did I say I hate? I never said I hate horror
you're
films.
not going to watch Lilo and Stitch because you hate Disney. You're not going to watch Ballerina. I already know that. I'm trying to think. What will you watch? Nothing. You'll watch some. You'll watch
I
the
never said I
material.
wasn't going to watch those movies. I just might not see those in theaters. I might
That's what
instead
I'm talking
support.
about. I'm talking about you're not going to watch them in theaters. That's what I meant.
Instead, I might just support indie cinema.
Hey, you don't want theaters to live. Okay.
I do, but I want films geared towards adults, not younger kids. I know those movies are going to do well because kids are going to see them. So I'm putting the money
Well,
towards.
just so you know, Final Destination 6 is a horror movie. That's geared towards adults.
It's geared more towards teenagers, though. For
It's
being
really
honest,
not. Actually, it's not because that movie is actually made for adults who grew up on those movies. So, just so you know.
I mean, I only saw the first Final Destination last year,
So,
and
so you don't you're missing out on all the fun.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of it, so I'm not gonna.
Do you know
I don't feel like watching the sequels, and so I'm not gonna watch what is it, the sixth.
what happened to giving every movie a chance?
I told you there's only so much time. Like, keep in mind, I'm the person that I saw how many movies? 130 2024 movies. Like, that's a lot. But there was ones that slipped across the crack. Just
So you
that's
so you so you so you're just fine not giving these fine movies a shot.
I never said I wasn't. First of all, I never said I wasn't going to check Lilo and Stitch out. I never
I,
said
if
that.
I'm talking about Final Destination.
Final Destination, probably not. No.
Wow. So you're just gonna miss all that IMAX goodness. You know it's on track for a huge opening, right? Big experience.
I hope it does well. I hope that fans love it. I hope it does well. But yeah,
I'm gonna see it in IMAX twice in a row. I'm gonna come out and see you in the Chamonix. Chad, what's up? Coming inside? No, you're not. You're a loser.
when does that come out again?
May 16th.
Oh, yeah. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing my boy Abel's new movie. Yeah, 100%.
You could always just do a double feature. You see how you're making excuses?
No, I'm seeing Abel's new film because first of all, that's an original film. Second of all, it's from Edward Schultz, who's a genius. So sorry,
Like
Mark.
I just said, you could just do a double feature, but you just won't do it.
No, because there's other films coming out May 16th too that I just have much more interest in. Such as you know what, I'm actually gonna pull up real quick the box office for May 16th. I'll break it down for you, Marv.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna break it down, break it down, break it down. All right, let us go. Showtime.
I just realized that too. You know that Philly doesn't even have an actual IMAX in it.
Correct.
That's so
So
sad to me.
May
We gotta fix that, dude. It used to be one, but that theater closed down.
So May 16th. First, I just want to point out that the previous week there's a film called Friendship with Tim Robinson, and Paul Rudd. It's limited release, which means that the following week it will probably get a wide release. So I usually do double headers, and then I'll see another movie another day. So the one day I'll probably see Hurry Up Tomorrow and Friendship, two indie films. And then the following week, Lilo and Stitch or Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. I wonder which I'm going to see.
I'm gonna see both.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the king of double features. We gonna make it happen.
And then again, in terms of Lilo and Stitch versus Karate Kid Legends, I'm going to watch Karate Kid Legends.
But I personally I'm actually very much looking forward to those 2 weekends in particular. The
The Fun Destination 6 and Hurry Up Tomorrow. That's going to be a fun double feature. And Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. That's going to be another fun double feature. That's going to be 2 good weekends at the movies. I cannot wait.
Hurry Up Tomorrow is going to be
I'm
that's
gonna
going to be
get.
something, man.
I'm gonna max out the credit card. I'm gonna get pretzel. I'm gonna get 2 orders of pretzel bites, a large Coke, probably a large popcorn, and probably some cheeseburger sliders.
I love it.
You love it, right? I love it too.
Oh, and then around my birthday, this is what I'm talking about. Like I lean more towards indie cinema. June 6th, The Phoenician Scheme comes out, which is the latest Wes Anderson film. Near my birthday. Super
I'm
pumped for that.
I'm
Then the following week, we have
The Materialist. I know.
Yes, which I'm super excited about.
I'm gonna do a double feature of that and How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, I'm not seeing How to Train Your Dragon in theaters.
See, you're just skipping all these movies, dude.
I'm not seeing a shot-for-shot remake. If I wanted to do that,
You don't know it's a shot for shot remake. You just assume that.
yeah, you're right. It's just the same director, same writer. Literally, the trailer was showing same shots and everything. Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna go.
it's
see it
a
in IMAX.
cash grab.
All movies are.
No, some are done for love. Materialist, that's done for love.
If they come out in theaters, they're cash grabs.
No, that's
They-
fake news.
It's not. It's really that's actually true. I mean, dead serious.
You ever heard the phrase "one for you, one for me"?
Chad, it doesn't matter. If they come out in theaters, there's cash grabs. They're made to make money. Whether you love them or not is one thing, but they're still made to make money. Now, if
They're
you
not.
just
The
if you did it
director,
if you did it for the art, you could just put it on YouTube. That is true.
no, because no, you can't just no.
Yes, you can. People do it. You did it. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, I did it, but if I had a studio say, "Hey, do you want your film on the big screen?" I'm not saying I'm doing it for the money. I'm saying I want my film on the big screen because
Of course,
that's
we
the best
all
way to watch.
filmmakers want their movies on the big screen. But the reality is, if you're working with a big studio, if it comes out, they want it to
Yeah,
make money.
but that's what I'm saying. Like the Materialist, it's not a big studio. It's A24. They
A24 is a big studio. I don't know what you're drinking. I don't know what you're not trying to see. A24 has taken over Hollywood. Let's
their
just leave that.
budgets are usually 5 to 10 million. That's not
That's,
exactly.
they're still a powerhouse. Their budgets are still small. They're still a powerhouse. They want to make money. Neon. Now that's what you should have said.
You
Neon is
think so? Let me get this straight. So you think A24 when they gave Luca Guadagnino $50 million to make the film Queer, you think that they were saying, "Yeah, we're going to make money"?
I mean, they didn't want to not make money.
I'm saying this as someone that saw Queer twice in theaters. That film, it's a director project. It's a labor of love. It has a
I'm not
very
saying
limited appeal.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but I'm sure they wanted it to get some traction. Nobody wants to just put
Maybe for awards, but that's one of the things is that a lot of indie studios. That's
Hold
how
up.
maybe they'll gain traction.
Hold up. You pause there for a second. Listen, if there's anybody still left in the chat, listen. Do you think anybody in their right mind would give anybody $50 million to not make money? I need somebody to respond to this. Okay. All right. I'll be looking. I'll be waiting to hear some responses. This is Marv talking. Amen. All right. Next
$50
question.
million from A24, the studio that gives directors freedom, and their movies do not make that much money.
They do make money. They make money.
Not really, no.
Yes, they do. They don't light up the box office, but they make money and they consistently find an audience. That's why I said they're a powerhouse. They literally took over the game. A24 is one of the, I guess, well, Neon's in the fray now, so it's different. But A24 is one of the newest or last respectable studios that people
They
look to.
both have it though, where a lot of movies they'll release and they don't make back their money, not even close.
Okay. You if you really believe that. Okay. Okay. But like
I'm
I
looking
said,
at the numbers, broski.
the question is there still, people. Please holler back at me.
I'm looking at the numbers. Like if you oh wait, I'm not gonna know IMDb Pro. Never mind about that. We have a bunch of comments to get through. I don't know why is my autocorrect changing all the sweaty to sweetie. I don't know. It's hilarious though. Oh, does he mean sweaty? Okay, that makes sense. Not sweetie. LOL. I heard the Minecraft movie was so bad. I did too. Saw the trailer as well. Sweetie is funny, not gonna lie. Yes, never thought of it that way. At Angela, hilarious. It's my sweaty top four. Ace Platts, Chad. If I start watching more films, what would you want me to watch? So it depends on the genre that you're in the mood for. I feel like especially if you're first starting out in films, it's good to have an idea on like what genre like you're in the mood for, and then from there, I can then give some advice. But I can always give you some films that impacted me to make me love films as much. But it just depends on what you want. Like if you want like a mystery, if you want like a drama, romance. Andrew, yes. Andrew, Warfare looks too intense, but I guess that's the point. Yeah, it's gonna be really intense. I'm excited. Warfare has a Black Hawk Down feel to it. Agreed. Andrew, true. I like Black Hawk Down though. Me too. Bootzilla, I loved Black Hawk Down. My wife has a signed copy of the book from her boss brother who wrote it. Oh wow, that's awesome. Ace Blitz, I have to say, Chad, the streams are always such a good vibe. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Two patient individuals talking. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Lay, that's so cool at Bootzilla. Bootzilla at Andrew Lay, she's never read it, though, only seen the movie. Hey, at least she got a signed copy. Bootzilla, I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible, F1, and Sinners. All three, I agree. There you go, Marv. Sinners, stoked for, absolutely excited. F1, really excited. Mission Impossible, awesome. So there you go. Those are the big blockbusters to watch.
I'm going to be seeing Hell of a Summer. I'm going to be seeing The Amateur, Drop, and whatever else. What else? Drop, Amateur, and what else? Or Warfare, Sinners. Um, I don't think. Oh yeah, Until Dawn on the 25th. Thunderbolts. Final Destination 6. Uh, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Mission Impossible, Lilo and Stitch, Ballerina, How to Train Your Dragon, The Materialist, 28 years later, Jurassic Park, Megan 2, Superman, Fantastic Four, Naked Gun,
I'm
and
so excited for Naked Gun.
I believe after that will be Conjuring 4, and then after that, I don't know what comes out after that. I think I'll probably be on hiatus till Wicked 2, and then probably after that I'll be on hiatus till Avatar 3, and then I won't care about anything else until Avengers Doomsday. Oh no, I won't care anything about anything else until Scream 7, then Avengers Doomsday, and then so on and so forth.
As far as big movies go, Bootzilla, we actually have a real IMAX where I live in Indianapolis. I saw Interstellar there. Oh, that must have been amazing. Angela, when there's Chad, the stream is a good vibe. When there's Marv, the stream is a good vibrator.
What did he say? Vibrator. Oh gosh.
Pause. That is a super pause.
I love it. Bootzilla, agree with Marv. All movies are meant to make money as a cash grab, but some know their movies aren't going to make much, but at least make its budget. Money always is gold. The studios. Yeah, but a lot of times with smaller studios, it's more. It really is more so to the art because there's a lot less restrictions. Like if you make a movie with Disney, you're going to have a lot more guidelines, a lot more restrictions as opposed to something with Neon. I mean, Neon until recently they really weren't making money like at all. Longlegs was an anomaly. Most of their movies, like for example, one of my favorite films from 2023 was How to Blow Up a Pipeline. I think it made $1 million, but the budget was like 15 million. So it lost a lot of money technically, but still loved it. Angela, all this is why I can't wait to binge through the studio. It's very entertaining. Splits, I'm honestly open to any genre and anything. I'm pretty open minded when it comes to this, and also things that impact you sound great. I feel like we like pretty similar things. Yeah, I agree. Um, I would say a movie that really impacted me, and Marv is going to disagree, but it stuck with me. I would say watch Requiem for a Dream. Uh, It's a film that definitely will stick with you, regardless and if you like it or not. You'll definitely have a reaction to it. So I would definitely recommend watching that. Daniel and Stay, you do any movie requests? Depends. I do have a Patreon, so I do in terms of Patreon. Like I do have it where there's a $50 like movie request. I know it's a lot, but as I always tell people, if you want to have like a request, you know, that's
I have a request for Daniel. Daniel, I have a request. The request is, how about you watch It's What's Inside on Netflix?
Godzilla, how to build a pipeline cost 15 million. Wow, no way. I had no idea. Yeah, it costed something like that. Let me check real quick. Let me fact check myself. I'm pretty sure I saw it was 15 million. Let's see. It doesn't say, but I figured it was probably 15 million with all that like went into it. But I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure. Daniel, instead you should react to Your Name. I've seen that film before, but it's been 7 years, so I am actually overdue. Ace Plus Requiem for a Dream looks really good. I heard it's quite sad. How come Marv doesn't like it?
What is it?
Marv, how come you don't like Requiem for a Dream?
It's just not my type of thing. There's nothing bad wrong with it.
Ace Plus Chat, I actually have a recommendation if you haven't already seen it. Ace, actually reach out to me via Instagram with it because it is getting late. I have to wake up at 5:30, so I will end the live stream now. But this was a great live stream, guys. I'm glad that you guys, took part in this. Always appreciate your guys' support. We'll try to do a live stream next week. Be on the lookout for a poll or two with potentially the topics that we'll be talking about next week. But yeah, I appreciate all of you guys, and we will catch you guys later.
Catch you later, guys.
Peace.